Are we live?
I'm Black Star.
Oh,
my God.
nobody heard that. I hit the mute button.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, wow.
Well,
okay.
no, they heard funk. They didn't hear me breaking in on it.
Oh, okay. That's rich. Oh,
So very
welcome, ladies and
unfortunate.
gentlemen. Apologies to Pion4. He's already in the chat. I'm sure we just blew his eardrums out. Welcome to the Rampacy.net playthrough of Nier Automata.
Yep. Pi says, yeah, heard funk go, are we live? Yep. And then I did the intro, and I hit the chat button, which it muted. Probably shouldn't have made return my mute key.
Probably not. Yeah, you got to remap that puppy. Yeah, welcome. It's just the three of us. Mal may be joining us later.
Yes.
Jill is off this weekend. We're going to be continuing on with our playthrough of Nier Automata. This is, what is this, 5, 6?
This is episode 5. We're going to be doing what I think will be the end of Route A and starting Route B.
Cool.
So let's just get right into it.
Yeah, I'm getting a feeling it's years. So we may be doing this for a while. I wanted to add in some episodes during the week to kind of increase our chances of finishing this soon at some point.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, there are big gotcha moments where the story turns, and I just would. I think it would be terrible for that to be something that happens during a midweek episode when it's just you and I.
Right.
So that then like the weekend comes in and Jilly and Funk are there, and then we have to explain that there was a big reveal that changed the interpretation of the entire story.
Previously on...
Well, everything is on fire.
Whoa! Whoa! The world's on fire, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So what happened is that after the big thing came out of the ocean and we fought it and we lost track of 9S, we then went underground and found the duplicated city, which was where Adam was holding 9S hostage because he wanted to fight to the death. And then when we killed him and rescued 9S, everything went insane. So all of the machine life forms that were kind of around the resistance camp area that weren't hostile, like, came in and ate everybody and set everything on fire. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Wait, they ate the people?
Yeah. Oh, and I can't talk. Okay, I can't talk to an anemone. So
I just love how you like runway walk through this whole destruction.
Yeah, the runaway walk stays pretty consistent. So now it wants me to like go outside and look around. There's some weird crap happening. Literally just says investigate the area around the camp. So we're just gonna go outside.
Oh joy!
I also like that it's called Weird Machines.
Yeah, because all the other machines weren't weird. Oh, hi.
That's not that
You
weird.
again?
And I'm in easy mode now, but I'm gonna.
Japanese.
I think I'm gonna leave some of the chips off. I'm not gonna cheese this quite so badly as I could. There is a way of cheesing the second phase of this fight that's really kind of amazing.
Tease it. I want to see.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'm absolutely gonna do that.
Well, considering our fight progress, that might not be such a bad idea.
Start fishing. Fish. Is that how you cheese it?
No.
Oh, that would be amazing. Like if there was some kind of thing in the game where you were invincible while fishing, and you just fished this whole fight, that would make me really happy.
Wouldn't that make it a fishing simulator?
I'm fine with that too.
We should see if we can find one.
That there's like a 4chan green text about a guy who works at GameStop, and some mom comes in near Christmas and is asking for COD. He doesn't know what COD is, but her son just loves this game, COD. COD, of course, stands for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We had cod for
She
dinner.
comes in, and the GameStop guy who's on 4chan says he knows exactly what she wants, but says, well, we don't really have any game called COD, but we do have Rapala Pro Bass Fishing. And then
There are probably CODs in there.
Right. He sells her 3 copies of Rapala Pro Bass Fishing to give to her son. It's
Oh,
60
my
bucks
God.
a pop.
Wow. Hope she kept the receipt, because
It might be Rapala Pro Bass Fishing.
Yeah.
It's some fishing game like that.
worst birthday ever.
Oh my God. That makes me so pleased.
Yeah,
Because you know
I
that
bet.
kid's a butthead. You
Well,
know that kid's not a good kid.
Come on, of course not. He loves COD. Pion4 in the chat said, yeah, keep the squeaker population under control. I totally agree. I could not agree more, I don't think.
Missiles? That's the missiles. Darn it. Oh, look out.
I'm curious, is this the same spider type as the last one that you
Yes.
fought in the... Okay, so now does it have the same weaponry and the same vulnerabilities? I mean... I just don't know whether you'd be able to defeat it the same way you did the last time, or at least this area have more room to maneuver.
Now, when he's electrifying the water like that, the fish should just pop up and you should be able to get all the fish.
I would think they would just die in where they are and just float like dead fish do.
Right, exactly. You should be able to complete all of the fishing achievables right here.
You'd think.
I don't think I'm actually doing any damage with this right now, unfortunately.
Is this the cheese?
No.
You just let this happen and go out to dinner?
I thought maybe he, like, draw it in and it got impaled on a tree when it jumped or something. Or can you, like, shoot it from the bus and the bus insulates you or something?
Oh, come on, no.
Oh,
we're back to color, ladies and gentlemen.
Put on auto here.
Unfortunately, I think it does the shock thing, like right after it goes up there.
Oh, no, you can't destroy
close.
the building that it's on where it crushes it to death, could you?
No.
Now, that would be interesting if you actually had damage capacity for environments.
No, the cheese, basically, if I remember, is this ledge area.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
you're at
they're
such
like-
an angle it can't hit you.
Like, he can't hit me with anything when I'm down here.
Right,
And
so you
his
just-
his local effect there, the shocking thing, doesn't extend down here.
Oh,
And these
okay.
lasers don't reach me down here. So I can basically just, shoot at
pummel him
him
away
until he
with your
dies
gun.
from here.
Okay.
Which is
so-
kind of cheesy, but...
You're in a foxhole.
That's how I'd play the game.
That's how wars are fought. in holes.
You do have to worry about the missiles, though.
I would think. Especially if they're, going in an arc.
This one's not cute.
He's not as cute. He's a lot more
No,
threatening.
he's not that cute. And of course there are also ads that are coming in, but the ads are being dropped in
Over there,
where
not
they
here.
don't affect me. Yeah, they're over there.
Wow, you're actually standing in the pattern of where they disperse and they don't actually go at you.
And Pod is basically saying, ignore the ads, focus on the boss. DPS. Yeah, see, they're all coming in over there.
Oh, Bram's in the chat. Hi, Bram. Says, good morning, people. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah, see, some of the cute guys are coming now.
Oh, they found you. Okay.
Yes.
Oh. Ooh, that one's pretty fast.
Well, he's got motivation. This is his ditch. Oh,
Sorry,
now
anyway.
they dropped rings. What, you got to pick those up?
Normally I would, but I don't think pickups are really relevant for this.
Oh, don't mention Sonic. The internet's in an uproar over Sonic designs.
Oh.
One's gonna roll
Okay, and here
over.
comes the last phase, which is the rolling ball phase. This is the only part of this where he can actually kind of come down here and get you, but he still sometimes glitches on the edge. In fact, I think I had this fight once glitch me where the ball actually like fell down.
Into the
down
hole?
into the hole, yeah.
Oh, neat. Does that mean he can't jump out again, I assume? Now, because you're out of range, he's not going to roll around. Is that it?
Yeah, I think if I
Okay.
take a step there, then he comes over, but he kind of gets stuck
never goes
right there,
Oh, he never goes beyond
and
the
then he
rim.
goes back
Okay.
because he can't reach me. So, I mean, I did say it was a cheese, and it is.
Bram says, yeah, did you hear they delayed the movie? Apparently they're going to fix
Yeah.
the design. Yes, I did. I heard all the internet hate. In fact, people were actually photoshopping corrections the same day of the release to say, guys, this is what it should look like, and this is what you did, and you need to change this. And they said, okay, we're actually going to push this, I think, until next year, or are they going to delay it like 6 months or something like that to actually correct that. And I can't imagine that the designers are too happy, because I'm sure they had, corporate people hanging over their shoulders for weeks and or months, fleshing out all the changes they wanted to make, and now they're literally just going back to do it like the video game.
I think I need to hit him. I don't think I'm doing any damage now.
Yeah, do you have a storage phase
Unfortunately.
that you have to go through? Yeah,
Yeah.
Bram says, it says February 2020. So yeah, literally next year.
I'm looking forward to not going to see that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not of the gen, but I can understand why fans are so upset once you saw the comparisons.
I am of the gen, but it seems like, okay, I'm now old enough that I'm seeing all the things from my childhood being designed to cash in on my nostalgia.
Right.
Like what you guys were having done.
Yeah, like the way Whole Foods' Muzak is now my CD collection.
Oh, man, don't you hate it?
Yes.
Would you hate it when that happens?
I put on the oldies station and Motley Crue was on.
Yep.
Not even classic rock.
Doesn't that hurt? Oh, man. Pion Force says, yeah, it looks so incredibly bad. I kind of wonder if somebody along the line intended it. To be honest, I would say it would probably just be from ignorance. I think from a corporate mentality, they were trying to, in their minds, please the greatest amount of viewers.
I'm not doing any damage with these attacks anymore here.
Who may or may not know who the heck Sonic is or what he's about or whatever, and thought that a too cartoony character or too much like the model wasn't, in their mind, human enough, and therefore not something that people would empathize with. So they literally said, okay, let's make him more human, and then along that line, that's what they ended up with. That at least is just my guess.
All right, where did he go?
I just resist everything being rebooted from my childhood.
Oh, me too, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
just
God.
refuse to pay money for it.
Do we need any more Spider-Man?
No.
Bram says, thankfully, I don't care about Sonic to be upset.
I don't either.
Me neither.
I've no interest.
I literally had to wait for the post saying, this is what he's supposed to look like. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I didn't know what he looked like enough for them to complain about, so.
He has one big eyeball.
Yep.
So that's
that goes over his nose. They're just, like, connected by a bridge.
Right.
Which they specifically took out.
Eyeball, and he's got skinny, rail-thin legs with gigantic feet. And, like, Mickey Mouse gloves.
Yep. Yeah, you wonder how much of those things are actually ripped off of other cartoons, you know? Bram says, yeah, Motley Crue is oldie. Maybe I'm just too young, Bram says. Pion Force says, yeah, hey, Spider-Verse was good. No, that I agree on. But again, that's animated. That wasn't actually a movie. I just didn't like the ones before Toby very much. I like the latest ones that are in the MCU. I think those are great.
Yeah, those are fine. And the Tobey Maguire ones I thought were good. Even the third one.
I'm sure they're fine.
The third one's still pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they're fine for people that watch them. But for me, for whatever reason, I can remember for like the last decade them saying, "Hey, we just did 3 Spider-Man movies. Now we got to reboot them and make 3 more." And I'm like, "We just had them."
No, throw them out.
Just wait a decade. And they said, "No, we didn't want it. It's only been 2 years. Let's reboot it." I'm like,
that's what I was thinking, and that's why I'm not watching the stupid Batman movies with Ben Affleck. As much as I like Ben Affleck, and I honestly really do like Ben Affleck. I just no. We just had some decent Batman movies. Give me time. And you know what else? We had a good Superman movie, Superman Returns, and they dumped that and then did the new Superman movies, which are worse.
Yeah. Kind of went off the rails there for a bit. Maybe they'll fix that. Barum says, yeah, wait, you guys are streaming on Twitch? Yeah, we do Twitch. In fact, Twitch actually seems to behave better lately. I don't know why.
Wait a minute. Did you just win by getting blasted?
Probably.
No, I got blasted as I won, and here comes 9S. Excuse me.
Hope it lands on you.
Way to show up at the end there, dude.
What a piece of crap. Like, he put in all the work. And then this guy just kamikazes it.
Die. All of you are going to die!
That's true of everything. Oh, please tell me the cute little robots kill him.
No.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that if they just, like, eat him or something.
Well, they kind of are going to do that, but...
Oh, cool! Oh,
it's not going to result in his death.
I'm fine. Let's take this bastard
Oh, is this that Katamari game?
Kind of.
From the other direction?
Rand says, yeah, the Raimi films are great all around. I heard the third one wasn't that good. I don't think people like the third one.
I think some of this fight I can cheese from down here the way I did the last one.
The other one,
The third one was not as good as the other two, but it's not a bad movie. It's just the other two were amazing.
Okay, yeah. At the time, though, I probably have only seen any one of them maybe once. So I couldn't comment either way.
Okay.
I will say they weren't exciting enough for me for subsequent viewings, and I watched things repeatedly, like, a lot.
And now, basically, all of these guys get added to their attacks an EMP thing, like the big ocean thing had, which is really unfortunate.
Now, did you accidentally draw him down below the thing
there?
No,
the fight's going to go down there anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if this was a tactic.
No, this fight's going to end in the valley below us there.
Oh, Moran's now on Twitch. He's got a whole different name there.
Yeah, I heard a sub noise. I didn't manage to catch it on the preview before it went away.
Yeah, crazy-eyed Mustafa. I don't know. We should just call him Mustafa. See, it's so funny. We have so many different friends that have so many different accounts on so many different platforms that a lot of times when they jump and chime in, we either think that they're different people or we forget that that name is tied with the other name. So if we goof that, it's not intentional. It's totally accidental. But yeah, but speaking of childhood nostalgia and whatever else, we were talking last week, for anybody that remembers, we were talking a lot about our favorite movies. And considering there's a lot of repetitive combat in this, I thought we might bring that up again. But I thought it would be great to actually go over not the best films or what people consider perfect films or our favorite films. I want to talk about the ones we know are objectively bad, but we don't care and we love them anyway. So
somebody on Twitter I was talking to the other day was basically saying, like, Labyrinth and Dark Crystal are bad. The only reason anybody likes them is nostalgia.
Right. There's no reason anyone should like the Dark Crystal or Labyrinth or any of the Muppet movies, with the exception of the ones that actually star the Muppets.
I loved Labyrinth.
Yeah,
I love Labyrinth. Sorry, man. That's a keystone
I wasn't
one of the best eras in
films
ever in 1982, man.
Well, I agree with them, and I think this is proof because I'm not of that age. That being said, I do know people my age and younger who love those movies, but this is not an indictment of the movies or indeed the people I know, but it's really weird. I've never met a male my age or younger who likes those movies. Only women.
Really?
And I don't know why.
Really? That's interesting. I'm just wondering if that is a reflection of the type of friends that you have.
Just want to point something out. So when we ended the second phase of that fight, we got an object called a machine core.
Ooh.
Did it say machine core when you picked it up?
It was yes, it did. It's also a small black. It's also a small black
They're
cube.
Still coming?
Oh boy.
What do we do? There's too many.
2B, can you hear me? Our village is under.
I'm assuming she meant attack.
Come in, Pascal.
Shit.
Yeah, see, and now they get these EMP attacks, which basically do knockback and stun. I don't know if we have access to a travel point at this point. I don't think it works.
Pine Force says, yeah, Jeff Bezos grows even more powerful. He was talking about the combat before.
I think.
Yeah, he also says, "Yeah, wow, unexpected Labyrinth hate." Yeah,
I was like, that came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, fuck. I'm sorry. You are literally the first person I've ever met in my entire life that has hated Labyrinth at all.
No, we can't go to the village.
About movies that are awful.
Yeah.
My first thought was Labyrinth, and then you said,
"Wow,
we actually like it." I'm like, "Well, I guess I can't bring that up."
Well, no, I mean objectively bad. I mean literally when you go on like a Rotten Tomatoes or go on IMDb and it has a score of like 0. Those kind of films. I mean films that are absolute, total, utter garbage, but you don't care because you love them anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if we're going by IMDb rating, The Phantom Menace, even though it's actually...
Well, yes, thank you. Now, see, that's one that I would think you would pick up and argue for.
Oh,
so, yeah, I was waiting for the lead-in for that one.
All 4 of the Star Wars prequels are better than Return of the Jedi. And it's not close.
Okay. Let's see. Baram said, yeah, my childhood films have generally been quality. Well, that's good. It's a rare feature these days. Also says, yeah, I watched the Michael Bay Transformers films when I was pretty younger, and they're objectively awful, but I still love them. Okay, now, perfect example.
They are objectively awful.
Perfect example. Yes, those Transformer movies are totally bad. I will say this. I loved the new Bumblebee. I thought that was perfect. I can't remember a film that actually had more just straight up fun watching and enjoying. And that is the way to do a Transformers movie. I really hope they do more of those.
Transformers movies is fun?
Bumblebee, the latest one. The one that had Michael Bay not involved other than producing. Had a different director, different writers than his other team, and they
plot.
did a fantastic job.
Plot warning.
There's only so much we can do.
Let's take these guys out first.
So Pascal is saying they're experiencing the same thing the Resistance camp did, which is that, these enemies that always outnumbered us and never really seemed to be trying to eliminate us have all gone berserk.
Wow, great. Yeah, Pion Force says, Pascal, no!
You have not yet begun to Pascal, no.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Pion Force says, yeah, I gotta admit, I have not watched it since I was very young.
Oh, bugger.
Okay.
Yikes.
Barham says, Phantom Menace is bad, and you should feel bad for liking it.
Yeah,
I cannot disagree with that statement.
It's a fun movie, and I enjoy when it comes up after the long arc slog and borderline torture of Return of the Jedi whenever I watch the whole series. And it's like, oh, thank God we're back to Phantom.
It's only defense I could say, because when I was working in video retail at the time when those movies were coming out, I remember used to listening to in my store because I liked the sound design. The sound design and the effects and the music and everything, I always thought was of the same level as other Star Wars films, and because they're new, I enjoyed listening to them. But the child acting, the writing, the story, or should I say lack thereof, it was basically a plot outline with data points it hit for no other reason than it wanted to hit them. The underscoring racism. There were so many things wrong with that. So yeah, I would definitely not put that in that category. But I do love that you love them, because objectively, yes, those are in fact bad films.
Yeah, they're fine. But here's something that I don't think Michael Bay has made a bad movie. I don't like most of his movies, but I think they've all been good.
I can think of a lot of movies that Bay's done that I haven't liked. I mean, I prefer his earlier work, but I think
here's
that's
another
because...
one, by the way.
Thank you so much.
What happened here?
The machines on the network all went berserk at the same moment. I think the unit presiding over them may have gone mad.
It's Eve. It's gotta be.
If we destroy this presiding
unit.
unit, will it stop the rest?
Most likely, yes.
Pod, I need you to locate Eve's current position.
Location has been detected and placed on map.
We'll take care of Eve.
You just worry about keeping the village safe, okay?
Do be careful.
To be careful.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, is that what she meant to say? Was she being
No.
funny? Barham says, yeah, it's fun to watch, stunted dialogue on flat shots where horrendous special effects and nonsensical plot spewed by characters we don't care about.
The area with forced connections.
Wow, was she talking about Serenity?
No.
We have to find Eve
Oh,
and
shit!
destroy him.
On it.
That movie's not good. But you love the characters, you love the writing, and that makes Serenity good. That's a good one.
I didn't have any problems with Serenity. I thought it was great. I saw that actually with friends. We went every week for 4 weeks.
Oh, you were one of them.
Yep.
You're the only one of the people who kept that movie mildly profitable.
Yep. That was the idea. That was the idea. We wanted to make sure it made back its money, which it did. But I'm sure they lost money on advertising. But they may have made it up on the back end with, disc sales and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And streaming.
They definitely made that back in DVD.
Pion Force says, yeah, Duel of the Fates intensifies. Yeah, I think Duel of the Fates is a great piece of music.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was good.
look. Nobody ever said about Star Wars movies that the music wasn't good. I mean, look, nobody's insane.
Barham in all caps says, laugh out loud. The racism was so blatant.
yeah.
Disagree, but it's fine.
All right, 9S, will you please? No,
Is he following?
he just knocked me off. And anyway, Adam.
Oh, he knocked you off.
Eve's over here doing the Evangelion pose.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a body of I hate raids.
didn't know there was two players in this.
Let's revive them. Maybe they can help us here.
Yeah, maybe they can help us get through the Leviathan raid.
This.
Oh, man.
And here you are. I know you two feel the same. That
With your
this
hands?
world is utterly meaningless. As far as I'm concerned, my brother was everything.
I think you need to get out more.
And now, everything must die!
I think you're bleeding from your eyeballs. You need to see somebody about that.
That's perfectly healthy.
Oh, bugger. That's
Can't he
not
just
fair.
make another brother?
I don't know if he can. He can't even make a shirt.
Not a good one, apparently. But
Nothing matters!
Rand says, oh no, he angry.
bugger.
Oh, Pine Force says, I watched Serenity before Firefly. Oh, that's so wrong. That I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Okay, Pion 4. Okay, you watching Serenity without having seen Firefly means you didn't have the attachment to the characters. What did you think? Now we wait 3 minutes.
Yeah, for the reaction. But to be honest, yeah, I don't think Wash would have had the same reaction for someone who hadn't seen him for 15 episodes.
No, of course not.
What happened?
They couldn't.
To Wash? Did you not watch it?
I forget the plot. 'Cause it's- frankly,
Nothing. He was just a leaf on the wind. Don't think about it.
Oh, man. Barab says, yeah, I can't see shit. So, it's probably the dust? I assume,
Yeah,
maybe the particle
lack of
effects?
visual acuity is part of this fight. And now they add
It's a feature.
platforming. Yay.
Oh my God,
Everybody's favorite thing in a boss fight
man.
is
Yeah, the-
platforming.
the I Hate Raids guy. I'm sure he loves this part.
Yep. Oh, I bet this is probably Funk's favorite part because he loves jumping games.
This looks like hella fun.
Now Baran is actually trolling. He says, I just finished watching Firefly last week. I can't wait for season 2. When is it coming? When is it being released? Oh my God. Soon. TM. Oh, Leah Grows in the chat. Hi, Leah.
Hey, Leah
Aloha.
Grove. Oh.
I hate to say she's actually joined in probably the worst possible time because if she's watching at 144p, yeah, with all the dust,
yeah,
she's
this
not
is
going to be able to
gonna be
see
messy.
a thing.
A blob.
Yep, it's going to be literally a brown blob again. In fact, can we get a colorized version of this game? I think that would be really neat. If there was like a hack filter or something you could put in to actually colorize it.
Yeah, the color design of this game is slightly dated.
Oh,
in that it's got that 2014-esque next-gen brown.
Yes, it's the dystopian brown. You've seen it in a lot of other games. But yeah, the palette is incredibly narrow. It's almost monochromatic.
Energy signature detected.
What is it?
Leah says it's fine. It's like 5:30 here.
Linked machine life forms.
He's absorbing the life force of whatever's left on the network.
He's refilling his health bar. Oh no.
Oh no, he's downloading more power.
Anywhere like this. I'm going to try hacking into Eve and shutting him down. Back me up, 2B.
On it.
Why didn't he do that to start?
Protecting Unit 9F
Like
while he
remotely.
hacks the system.
The enemy is connected to a vast network. Analysis. The actions of Unit 9S have an
X to hack.
unacceptably low probability of success. Proposal. Unit 2B should abandon
Shut
Unit
up!
9.
If 9S says he can do it, then he will!
Now, I don't think...
His reasons.
I'm not sure that actually defending 9S matters here. You basically just have to continue the fight and not die. I don't think he's even attempting to hurt 9S, really.
Yeah, Pi says, I thought it was all right, but I
You
was
just
like
have to
15 at the time.
survive until 9S finishes the hack.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, I guess if I thought it was all right, then maybe it's not an objectively bad movie.
Leah says, yeah, I'm too sleepy for more than 144p. So she says it's probably 5:30 a.m. where she's dead.
That guy.
Oh, Baron says, yeah,
seem
I don't
fair.
get Nier and why it's so acclaimed. Maybe Narc can chime in on this one.
I can, but it's kind of hard to do it while I'm trying to finish the boss fight.
Right. We'll tell you after why it's awesome.
if you like absolutely bonkers stories, then all of the Nier games and the Drakengard games are great, but a lot of them from a gameplay perspective were really, really clunky. This game, part of its acclaim comes from the fact that it's done by Platinum Game, which is known for making games with a lot of really tight gameplay.
And this one's been highly varied gameplay types, too.
And it's not done yet either, by the way.
Yeah.
Like by now, 10 hours in, most games would have shown you every trick it has, both from a narrative perspective and a gameplay perspective. And this one is not yet.
It's saying we're not even warmed up.
Yes, really. No, I'm slowly losing some of my weapons here.
Uh-oh. I'm just worried about your health bar versus his health bar.
And also, I don't want to be on this weapon set. But I don't think I can fix it.
Alright, so anyway, I work an hour away from my house. Right?
Yes, you mentioned.
And I have to work on Saturdays. But I forgot that today we were having a mass said for my dad over at the church over here. But it's coming up to Memorial Day, so I still felt like I should work. So I was gonna meet my mom and my nephew at the church, which is like 2 minutes away from their house.
Right.
I was gonna take a long lunch, so I went to work at 1 p.m. Took a lunch at 3. Drove an hour back here. Went to the Saturday mass.
Okay. So 9S did the hack.
Yay!
Oh, okay. Does that mean we won, even though he's at half health?
To me!
Sorry, I just wanted to be a part of the moment. Should we be hearing this? Oh man, she broke her little sword.
These are inarticulate expressions of combat rage.
That's a Halo joke. Oh, not again. I was distracted by a flower over here.
Yep.
That's awesome. Leah Crow says, yeah, some quality dialogue right there. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. That's a little, yeah.
Hypno squibs!
Yeah, Baron says, yeah, my favorite game is Vanquish. He goes, I wish they made a sequel. Has anybody else played Vanquish? I don't think I've played Vanquish.
Familiar. Which one is Vanquish?
We'll have to look that one up.
It's like that ancient arcade game, right?
Pyan 4 says, this isn't even my final form.
Yeah, although actually, in this case, this is.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
This is his final form.
I think the giant wall coming at you, that's just cheating.
This game's not above cheating, really.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick move.
That's standard bullet hell. You're fine.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not a solid sphere, it's only a half sphere, so you can run around it, and you can also run away from it so that the gap gets big enough that you can walk through it. See? Like that. So, I mean, there are methods of coping.
To use a conventional reference, that's like, Thanos throwing moving levels of dick move.
Yeah.
It's all because of you!
There we go.
I'm so angry!
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about him being strong bad. He kind of is. No, actually, he's strong. He's strong mad, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go.
Brother!
Alert. NFCS destroyed. Close range combat no longer operable.
Haven't been using it anyway. Don't worry about it. So now, basically, no swords. I haven't been using it for a while anyway, but...
Wow, are you guys limping in unison?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
That is some robot skill. Oh, wait a minute. He's still alive.
It's funny, they both hit your exact same arm, which for some reason is affecting your legs.
I'll erase everything!
Dude, this is just one planet, dude.
For
That's
some
a big
reason,
universe.
the big gun's not working either.
Reformat the world.
No.
Anyway, my mom missed the stupid mass, but I drove an hour to get there. What the heck?
Oh, no way.
Fuck
Really?
through it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Did anybody else show up?
FFCS destroyed. Ranged combat no longer operable.
Now the guns are gone.
Oh, my God. So what are you going to use? Harsh language?
Cutscenes. Cutscenes are our ultimate weapon.
Wait, I thought you couldn't use swords.
It's broken, but
No. All right. Screw this game. Come on.
Ew.
it's like Stitch's family. It's small and broken, but still good.
Finally. It's over.
You say that, but... Wait, his eye patch is off.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Well, if his eye patch wasn't off, you couldn't see this.
9S!
Oh, her eye patch is off, too.
Ugh.
Where'd all the eye patches go? All right, I'm so confused. I don't know who these people are. Wait, did he get hacked?
Oh no.
Oh,
It's O'Malley.
Corrupted when Eve detached from the network.
No.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you. The you that exists at this very moment.
Guess so.
isn't that the point of the game?
Upload this corrupted data
This
to the
game
bunker.
is just a constant loop of killing 9S.
Iron Forces. 9S, did you blow it?
You're not that wrong.
Please, Tubi. I want you to do this for me.
Barum says, oh, it's a mega! I'm sorry, are we supposed to be looking on her hand or her crotch?
Now, look, nobody's saying Japanese game designers aren't being pervs.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Nobody's saying that.
Isn't she worried about getting infected too?
Making a pervy game either. So it is weird.
Yeah, this is, I'm sorry, this is like pseudo-sexual choking
strange.
stuff. Yeah.
It's not pseudo.
Chokes
It's
him to death.
not pseudo.
You do have a sword. You could end it quickly. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Why would robots need oxygen?
She's just stopping the bits going to his brain.
Brian says, yeah, I want 2B too, buddy. Pine first says, wow, you gotta tag this.
Oh, you should see the scenes from Japanese conventions where dozens of couples cosplay this scene.
Oh, good
my
God.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't like cos.
Why can't we call cosplay what it is?
Why are we still... Okay. We didn't need this scene to be that long.
It always ends like this.
Pine Force says, get well soon, Nines.
So Funk's comment of it's an endless loop of killing 9S is kind of relevant when her comment is, why does it always end like this?
Aaron says, why is she still crying? I don't know. Why do androids cry?
Some alive.
That's okay. Their eyes are green, so you don't have to stab them in their skulls. To be honest, I kind of expected the little
hasn't
round
noticed
robot to swap his head.
Goddamned machines!
Ooh. Oh, it's cute.
Is this
Let's be
a
friends.
message? The data transmissions. They're resonating with each other.
thought they were just calling for Freebird. Baran wants to know, is this the end of the game? I don't think so.
No, this is the end of Route A, and I'll explain what that is after it finishes.
Because life is a highway?
Wait a second, 2B.
Who are...
It looks like I left my personal data in the machine side of things. Next thing I knew, my sense of self was regenerated over the surrounding network. Having multiple selves fused together like this is a pretty valuable experience, so I wanted to record it. But I couldn't access any storage areas yet, so I just multiplexed it over the memories of some nearby enemies so that when I returned to my own body,
Yes.
Shut up.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
You had me at hello.
Yeah, I know. So he does have a green-eyed head. I knew he was gonna. Called it.
Yep.
Big arms are a little much. Might want to scale those. Looks like they're compensating.
Machines from androids.
They look like good, strong hands, don't they?
The machines have gained emotions, consciousness.
Big limbs.
The final screams they summoned on the edge of death.
You mean being turned off?
They still echo within me.
Okay, so that's Route A.
So that's Route A, flowers for machines.
Wow.
Now it does go through a whole credit sequence, but we're not gonna watch that whole thing.
No, because it's basically just letters and numbers, and they're all Japanese names that you wouldn't identify in a lineup.
But we're gonna have a chance to see. Okay, so the publishers also were apparently very concerned about the way Yoko Tower had structured this game, to the point of they come up with this notice at the end of it, begging you not to stop playing now.
Yeah, I heard there was some controversy about that, because people thought this was it, and then they gave up.
See, like, I think a lot of people have different approaches to the way you play a game. Like, if I'm playing a game and I like it, and I think I sense the rhythm of its story, so I think I kind of know when it's going to come to its end, if I have a chance to, like, leave the main plot and do side missions for a while, I'll do that just to keep the experience going longer.
Right.
So I think if you kind of sensed where this arc was going and you thought this was going to be the end, there was very likely a chance where in the middle, where there were, I think, two phases of the plot so far, where you could stop and do a bunch of side missions, do a bunch of exploration, you could have stretched this out to be 10, 20, 30 hours.
Right.
So you would come to the end of that experience and then be told there's more, and you may have thought you were kind of being bait and switched. Or people might have rushed through, gotten here in only 3 or 4 hours and said, wait, that's it? That's all? I got ripped off.
Right.
So they needed to put this notice in here to say, okay, it's not really over. So it says here, this game has several different storylines that change each time you play. You have witnessed the A route, but there are still many story elements and changes to gameplay you have not seen yet. And that even that message is a little bit deceptive, because there are RPGs or other games that have different endings, and
Right,
you
this
just
sounds
start.
like New Game Plus.
Right.
It's not though. See, I think a lot of people perceived this as being a New Game Plus and said, wow, that's really short and rubbish, because most New Game Pluses, like a Mass Effect New Game Plus, is just doing the same thing over. You can make different choices and get different results, but essentially it's still the same game. This game is not over. I mean, the stuff that comes after this is not a New Game Plus. It's more of the game, but some of it is in the form of repeated content, and so they put this notice here really to try to get people to not give it up here. A lot of reviewers did. A lot of reviewers stopped here, presumed that they had seen everything, and gave the game a review based on that.
Right, because
and some of those reviews were not positive.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to save.
I love Brad says, put some pants on, lady. Yeah, I've been saying that since day one. I was wondering if there was a mod option for you to change your outfit.
Okay, so to continue playing, we can continue with that save data.
I would bet if there is, it does not add clothes.
Probably not. If anything, it takes them off. Yeah, Brian says, "Cool, I guess." Yeah, it's a different.
Yeah, the only thing we can do is take clothes away. I think the DLC arena fights do add some other costumes where there'd be more clothes.
That'd be nice.
But I haven't played that, so I don't know.
Just pants would satisfy me.
Okay, so that gives us the A and the U ending.
Oh, we got the U ending too?
I think the U ending was the one where we blew up the space station by self-destructing on it.
Oh, yeah.
By blowing the skirt off.
Yeah, because you had to demo that for all the fans out there. And you got your achievement for it as well.
Yes. Some of the achievements won't pop up here because I've played them. I have another game that's ahead of this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Brother.
Oh, great. Not another brother relationship that they're going to want to blow up the world.
Brother, please start moving. Brother. Brother, wait a minute.
Oh, wow. You're changing characters?
Yes.
Oh, you're the robot.
Oh, neat. Okay, now I'm starting to like this game.
See, this is what I mean about you can't stop playing there. Because people come to the end of a route, whether it's B route or C route or D route, and then the joke is, and now the game truly begins.
Oh,
because this
cool.
game
Okay.
does this, and it does it.
Give my brother this. He'll move again. I need a container.
Leah Crow said, yeah, people wear a lot less around here quite often, but my quote-unquote camera usually isn't pointed at their crotch.
True.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
In my ideal world, everyone's wearing at least 5 layers in their...
So they're all in
Hey,
the
look.
Arctic.
I has bucket.
Yeah.
Sweet. So your bucket head, is that...
Oh, he has a bucket.
or a head?
Oh.
Or is he using it
it's
as a
like
hat?
Walrus. Or sorry, what does it go with? The walrus.
It will be okay now, brother.
I will lube you up. Great, so we're working in Jiffy Lube.
My favorite walrus image macro was just a picture of a walrus that kind of looked sad, and the text was day 15 without bucket. Haven't seen my bucket in... Come on, stick. Like, I haven't seen my bucket in 2 weeks. Was it blue? Was it green? I don't remember anymore. And I thought that was funny, because walrus normally just says, I have a bucket, or no, they're taking my bucket.
Okay, I will say this. This is going to take a long time if we have to, like, circumvent every pipe.
Of the game.
No, it's just those through.
Achievement for getting 1,000 buckets of oil.
And by the way, those pipes don't trip you when you're not holding the bucket or when the bucket isn't full.
Right. So
They only trip you. They only trip you when the bucket is
carrying
full.
it. Pie enforces, Jesus, Walrus was a long time ago. Yeah, it's just featuring exactly how old he is. And what's really funny is that Funk is actually young compared to me and Narc.
Yeah. We're going to do Eternal soon. We promise.
12 years ago. It's not wasn't that long.
It is for Pie.
Doesn't matter how much oil you give him, little guy. You can't make a machine your brother.
What if he was a machine?
Well,
All right, kill him again.
looks like it's time.
So we can't play as the little robot now? I'm confused. Oh, Brian wants to know when we're going to stream Marathon Eternal.
Soon.
I don't know. I've been bugging
promise.
Narc, but he just keeps saying soon, TM.
Operator 210 to Unit 9S. Come in, 9S.
9S here. Go ahead.
The
Oh, come
Yorma
on.
troops have commenced their
We
descent.
just got attached to
Disable
a
the enemy
robot.
base's
Yeah.
defense systems immediately.
Roger that.
Oh, Brian wants to know why they're wearing the blindfolds again. I still don't know.
There's a reason. There's a reason why.
Oh, there is a reason why.
You will notice it soon.
I honestly don't know what it is.
Because they all have red eyes secretly, except for the one we were last time.
Yeah, so is that to hide it from the audience? Is that it?
Well, functionally it's their heads-up display.
Okay.
It's also just to basically give you the idea of like what is the mental state of the characters at that moment. In other words, what is it that they are seeing or not seeing?
I thought for a couple of...
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Wait a minute. Okay. Have you, like, seen hallucinations of really evil robots? And then when they unblindfold themselves, all the robots are like puppies?
You mean like augmented reality?
No, it's not a Silent Hill 2 thing.
The robots are people. We're killing people.
I don't think it works.
That is true, but not in the way you mean it.
Boom, I win.
Well, I always thought robots were people too, but you know.
Yes, I mean, you know, like when David Cage says that Detroit Become Human is like Blade Runner, except you sympathize with the replicants, and the whole internet goes, what? You know, so when you say the machines are people, you're right, but not in the sense that like this is all a weird delusion and we're just walking around a city killing people.
Systems to give our attack squadron a chance. You have 4 targets that need to be hacked. Be advised that hostiles have been detected around each target and must be defeated before continuing.
So you're telling me David Cage watched Blade Runner and then thought, oh, those dirty replicants?
Yeah, some people do. Some people do. Come on.
Really?
Kermit thinks the thing that's interesting about Blade Runner is that it's a great noir detective story.
That is what's interesting about Blade Runner.
Okay, so here we go.
That's correct, Reed.
Yeah. One affirmation will suffice.
So, the attack that was used by the opera singing robot underneath the amusement park against us is now an offensive capability the player has as 9S, which is hacking.
Oh, yay. Push a button and hold things. Yeah, now we saw part of this the last couple of games ago, that the mini games and everything were how the hacking was demonstrated. I will say the weird music does take away from it a little bit. I probably would have kept music consistent between scenes.
Oh, I really love that gimmick. The
Really?
gimmick, and there's 8-bit versions of every track in the game.
It's a little cheesy.
So, no matter what is playing, you will get the 8-bit version of that if you enter a hacking minigame. I think it's cool.
Baran wants to know, I haven't seen normal people yet. Where are all the people? This is supposed to be like thousands of years after the societal collapse.
What do you mean by people? I didn't say they were humans. I did say they were people. Because they're people. Just like the androids here are people.
Nah.
Oh, so are we on an alien planet? Is that it? This is
no. This is Earth. But just like... You know what, Spock? Everybody's human.
Okay.
I find that offensive, Captain.
That's what I'm getting at, kind of here. Not to.
Brian says, David Cage said that. Literally everyone sympathized with the replicants in Blade Runner.
Yes, I know. David Cage missed the point. That's not really news.
Pine Force says, so is this is why there's hacking versions of all their music, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could enter a hacking minigame at any point of the game during a combat sequence.
2 targets remain.
Leah Crow says, my cats are cat people.
The official soundtrack of this game has a ridiculous number of hours of music because every piece has multiple versions and 8-bit versions.
I can imagine that they have extensive loops too.
And you can hack any kind of unit too, not just the big ones. You can hack the small things too. It does massive damage, and some of them also give you options for remote control.
Now, wouldn't it be really neat if you actually were connected to other people's games in the network, where your hacking was actually affecting other people's games, other different places? So you were actually going up against other players?
It doesn't do that. It does the Dark Souls thing where the corpses,
The corpses? I'm sorry, you left that hanging there.
Where the corpses where people die are bodies that you can raise to be your allies.
Right, yeah.
And that's why you see the little messages with the gamer tags on them.
Now, Leah, how many cats are your cat people? I forgot how many cats Leah Crow has. The other question I have is, how do they deal with the heat? Because I know cats' normal environment is actually like it's supposed to be in the upper 70s or lower 80s.
Pain. May I remind you that personal chatter during operation.
Okay, so Flea lives in Hawaii. The cats are
fine.
If? Is this a hypothetical?
She has two, a mother and a son. Okay, yeah. Strangely enough, that's the dynamic we have in our house now. Sadly, it's getting harder and harder for them to play nice with each other, though, because they were away from each other for so long. They forgot who they are, I guess, so they're very territorial about upstairs and downstairs.
Roof cats are stupid.
Oh, Leah says they do fine. Okay, well, that's good. I just didn't know how they deal with the humidity and stuff. It's like, the last thing I would want in Hawaii is wearing a fur suit, is basically where I'm coming from. So what happens if you lose the hacking game? Do you just have to try again?
Damage. You take damage. You can try it again after a bit, but you take damage if you lose it.
All right, I wasn't sure.
And the hacking minigame looks different depending on what unit you're attacking.
If you hack a boss, is it like full-on Geometry Wars?
Yeah. We're gonna see that.
Awesome.
That would give me an epileptic fit.
It also has a time limit. If you take too long, you can also fail. Which normally I hate, but...
Hacking of enemy defense system complete. Our attack squadron can now infiltrate the base. You are to continue providing support by whatever means available.
When do you get killed by 2B?
Every time, right?
So you're saying it's all his fault. Brown says, yeah, do you guys have a PS3? I'd love to see if you guys play through Infamous. I think you would like it. No, we never had any of the PlayStations except the original. I had the original back in the day.
If I got a PlayStation, I'd probably want to play Last of Us.
Yeah, we might have
100%.
Yeah, we might have emulators.
However, there is only one unit remaining.
Jilly's boyfriend's got a PlayStation, so we need to get him on here.
Yeah, I was hoping she would. Yeah, you know, because their relationship's progressing. I figured, hey, draw him into it, and since he's got a PlayStation.
Look, just get married.
Your troops have entered the base. Your troops have entered the base.
Either would work for me.
He's never going to hear this, so we can say that.
Yeah, Leah Crow says, yeah, humidity probably doesn't bother the cats as they don't sweat. Well, they may not be able to express it verbally, but man, if I was a cat covered in fur, and yeah, it was too hot. Because I actually saw a cat pant once when I was in California, and it was over 100, and the poor little thing was sitting out at the end of a driveway and literally started panting like a dog.
Whoa. Get a load of that thing. Firing missiles.
Yeah, Leah says, yeah, that's a human and horse speciality. Also, their body temperature is 101. Yeah, because I guess cat normal is like high 70s, lower 80s, and everything else is like what we as normal is cold for them.
Next time.
Cats are a Middle Eastern desert animal. They can handle tons of
high temps. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Their high temp is for us is their normal.
Copy that.
So, was that big old buzzsaw the Goliath you came here to take out?
No, just another defensive system.
Oh, well, I guess we have to find the target then, huh? I've got a flight unit, so I'll take a look around the perimeter.
All right.
Excuse me, you're wasting
I'll work
fuel.
my way inside from the ground.
That stuff doesn't grow on trees, you know. Could have parked.
Might be biofuel. It might exactly grow on trees. You don't know.
Brand says, all right, gotta go, guys. I gotta bounce. See ya. Says take care, y'all. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks, man. And yeah, you can check out this and the rest of the stuff when you get a chance.
Ma'am? What is it?
I was going to send you the map data I collected earlier.
Do it.
Do it. Do it now.
No.
Get to the data.
I'm glad you're here.
Why?
Scanners like me mostly work alone. Scouting out enemy lines and all that. I don't usually get a partner. It's kind of fun.
Emotions are prohibited.
Sorry, ma'am.
And another thing, stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
It's unnecessary.
All right, then. 2B it is.
Stop calling me Shirley.
Mm-hmm. I want to know where they hold all this ammunition. I mean...
They're bubbles.
No, I mean your ammunition to destroy the bubbles.
I don't know, I think our weapon's an energy weapon too, not a projectile.
Is it an energy weapon? Or
I would assume so. It's not really important, but...
Hard light.
This place sure is big.
I guess humans used to use it as a weapons factory. But now it's just crawling with machines. The enemy seems to have repurposed the facility to increase their overall machine production.
So if we don't destroy it, they'll just keep coming.
Morpheus, what can we expect at this orgy?
Depends what pill you take.
Work party leave the cafeteria 25.
For being
It's just
bullet hell.
accessing random, nonsensical data from the old world. There's no actual meaning behind anything machines do.
Who told you that, dum-dum?
Somebody did.
Thank you for another day of hard work. Please enjoy the job well done.
I'm waiting for the announcement saying that we're currently having a delay because we're waiting for a supply of lemon soap paper
lemon
napkins.
soap paper napkins, yeah.
I don't get it.
No, I know. I
It's
know
a
Narc would.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio program.
Yeah,
reference.
that's the original radio show. To be honest, you know what?
I've listened to that, and I still don't get it.
Yeah, you don't have it memorized like we do.
Resembling our target.
Maybe they, I don't know, moved it somewhere?
To be honest, I thought if they ever wanted to do more Hitchhikers, the way to do it would be an animated version of the radio program.
Somebody's doing that. Like on YouTube, somebody's doing that.
I can't
they
wait to
did
watch
make
it.
more Hitchhikers at
There should be another facility across that bridge. It's a bit of a hike, but should we check it out?
Wait a minute, did he say bit of a hike? You're in a spaceship!
I guess even they get back.
Yeah, but she's walking.
Time to time, huh?
She can't get a spaceship toe.
Well, he still used the wrong word. He should have said, it's a bit of a sachet. Whatever she's doing.
Yeah, for her, yes, that's true.
No one's ever used that phrase in a sentence, ever. Fire Force says, yeah, I didn't picture 9S being this busy during the section.
2B.
I'm a scanner. By the way, I kill more stuff than you do.
The target enemy.
We have to help her.
Well, in the flight unit.
Not like we're keeping score. Fire Force says, yeah, he still certainly doesn't sound distracted. Oh, this guy again? Or wait a minute, are we just going through this through his perspective?
You just noticed that now?
Well, no, I just, I wasn't sure how much was I wasn't sure how much of it was a repeat or whether it was his...
Is it Tetris?
I thought maybe they were representing like one of their data boot ups when they had to wipe their memories and things.
Oh, and by the way, we can now see, instead of runes, the name of the enemy, which in this case is Angles.
I'll hack this thing and weaken it.
Oh, so now all the robots have names. Next time we're gonna see like their birthdays and hobbies.
Favorite colors.
Hack his arm.
I love how they have to have a visual representation of that, because the actual textual representation of that would be too boring. Like, imagine if this was all just like lines of Linux dialogue.
That would be so nice.
And so now stuff gets a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Hey, that looks like that thing from Game of Thrones that didn't turn out to be anything.
Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, by the way, since last week. So here's what I did last Sunday.
Oh, no. Damn it. I lied.
To do. I downloaded a thing, a 2-hour-long television program called Game of Thrones: A Story So Far, hosted by Sue Perkins.
Okay.
And then I watched the entirety of the most recent season.
How'd that go? Oh, Leah Crow says, yeah, the Linux thing, that would be cool.
I know!
I think she'd like it.
On the same page.
I have a friend of mine, Doug, who probably would too.
Sudo explode. Enter root password. No! Was it?
Oh, no, he's pressing apt-get.
Boost!
9S!
I never understood why they just didn't climb inside it, because they are small enough. Kill it from the inside.
I don't understand. how come in Japanese anime type things, and also a lot of times in video games, whenever someone's using like a move, they have to yell out the name of the move?
Oh, the movie. They're basically announcing their thing.
Hey, wait.
Is there supposed to be sound here?
No.
Okay.
Until he turns on the audio system.
Oh, sweet! We're in Tron.
Well, this is
Awesome.
9S's internal systems.
Vocal.
Hello.
Voice functionality recovered. External sound input confirmed.
Oh, so she's outside, we're unconscious, and we've got to reboot ourselves.
Yes.
Neat.
I have to repair him. Pod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the...
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair in
Shut up!
current...
Just do what I say!
2B. Just go.
You shut up too.
We're soldiers. We take pride in our service.
HO229 Flight Unit. Command 677 received. Usage rights transferred from 9S to 2B. Requesting acknowledgement.
Please.
All right.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, so you died and you bequeathed this spaceship?
And engaging.
But we just met. Applying Force says, yeah, that thing has got to be covered under the do not put your hand here sign. He says, climbing in seems like a bad idea. Really? I don't know. I mean, what could it do to you? I figured it would try to, like, beat itself to death with its little scoops there if you climbed inside it.
By the way, I also noticed that we did not lose character levels by doing this. We are, as 9S, are level 25, because that's the level we achieved before.
Oh, okay. So you're replaying things you've done before, but you're at a higher level because you earned it.
So the game is progressed. It's not a new game. It's kind of new game plus, but kind of not.
Okay, I gotta say I'm really disappointed because I was hoping to play as one of the little wind-up little robots.
You will not be disappointed for long, sir.
Oh, good. Because that, to me, so far, has been the most interesting part of this. And then they kind of ripped it away from you really quick.
No, they're just there to tell you that one of the things that 9S can do when he hacks a unit is take them over. Right. So you'll be able to play as almost like any enemy type you've ever seen.
Okay. All right, well, we've heard what Funk has been saying before about his objectively bad movies that he loves and enjoys anyway. I want to hear one of Narc's, though.
Objectively bad movies.
I just figured, because, well, going through my own stuff, I'm looking at my Plex things, and I
found a weakness in the target.
Yeah, it's the glowing bit.
To provide support.
I did have fun watching The Cat from Outer Space, which is objectively kind of a bad movie, but it was just kind of cute to watch a talking cat for a little while. That's not a good movie.
Control.
Hey, you ever see that Kevin Spacey movie where he's a talking cat?
Use your pod.
No, I haven't seen it. No, but I know of it.
Take it over.
The last movie he did before
people realize he's a rapist, allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a talking cat.
Allegedly.
No, real life. Turned into a talking cat. I liked all the Expendables movies, but the critics didn't like them.
No.
Does that count?
I thought they had massive potential. In fact, my favorite thing from the Expendables, though, is somebody actually made a graphic with all of the top female action stars of the last, like, 20 years and told everyone, make this movie. Make an Expendables movie with all female action stars. And I absolutely adored the selections that they picked.
Name 3.
Of action stars. If you want, here I will give you the whole graphic
of the people in the girl Expendables.
Alert. Memory data for Unit 9S has not yet been updated.
It's fine. Upload 2B's data first.
So here's the bit that explains why, after this point, 2B remembers what's happened and 9S doesn't.
Let's see. They picked Jolie, Rodriguez, Rothrick, Yo, Weaver, Jovovich, Fox,
Weaver,
Hamilton.
Oh, Sigourney.
Yes. Jovovich, Fox, Lucy
Weaver.
Lawless, and Linda Hamilton.
Missing out. It's okay. Linda Hamilton, Sigourney Weaver. Yes. Everyone else is way too young. Because you got to have like really old people.
Why?
Just because that's the fun. The fun is seeing.
Hey, from Pie's perspective,
Pie's asking about auto lock. Yeah, Pie, I can auto lock, but it reduces the rate of fire, so you actually do more damage if you aim it.
yeah, if you aim it yourself. Well, think about it. From Pie's perspective, you're really old, Funk. So, would you consider yourself too old for it?
No, you gotta be like 70, I swear. Like, otherwise, that's the fun of the movies. The youngest guy in those movies was Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I don't think the whole joy of it, the fact that it was geriatrics that were in the action pictures, the fact that they were all action stars, it just took this long for that to come to fruition.
Oh, is he in this movie too? Geriatric?
Yes.
Oh, I really do think that's the gimmick. That's the fun part.
No.
I think you're projecting.
It doesn't look like that's going to be necessary.
Oh, great.
Yeah, to me this is just cheating. We need to take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
Well, we're going to do that, just minus the taking off part.
No, I know. I just think we could have saved ourselves some bother if we started with that move.
I don't imagine that
I am glad that we get to see what's going on
this is
here.
going to end well.
This is the same thing as happened last time. We're not getting anything new.
I think Funk missed that. He may not have watched the
Oh,
replay.
yeah, he may have skipped that. Well, we did have technical problems this day.
So we've got these interesting black cubes. Bah, I wonder what they are.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't we start with this, though? Why isn't this being dropped by our little drone friends and save us some bother?
You're telling me we've seen this before?
Yes.
I don't remember this at all.
We did have a technical goofy day problem. Whoa, something happened with the Twitch stream. Okay, the Twitch stream has gotten all crazy. Actually, both streams have gone crazy good. I think we reset that.
The honor was mine.
Yeah, something happened with the encoding. It's just hold on, ladies and gentlemen, if you can still hear me. We're gonna fix this in a sec. Narc, you still there?
No, everything looks fine on this side. You know.
Okay, now it's all right.
Everyone complaining?
Well, Pion 4 just said help. Okay, now we're back. No, the encoding just went completely crazy.
Maybe Restream had a hiccup.
I don't know. Pion 4 says,
It's
yeah,
not. It's not on our end.
Well, no, it seems fine now. It seems to have corrected itself. Yeah, Pi, let me know if it's okay for you too. Yeah, Leah says, yeah, it came back just in time for the explosion. Okay. But yeah, for about 10 seconds there, it just went all...
Yeah, I think Restream may have had a hiccup.
Okay. Pi says, yeah, it looks fine now. Okay, cool.
Okay,
thanks, man.
I'm doing a local recording, so the highlights will be from that. So
cool. Okay.
Even if something dropped out of this one, we'll have that.
Yeah, no, your local looked perfectly fine throughout. It's just when I looked at both Twitch and YouTube, yeah, they were both had the same problem.
Yeah, which means it was probably Restream.
Leah Crow says, I actually thought it was part of the game until you started worrying. Okay, well, since I haven't announced one yet, I would say, because just for fun, what I did is I took my Plex movie listing and organize them by critical rating in reverse. So all of the bad movies I've got a listing for and all the ratings for them there. And I got to say, one objectively bad movie that I know is horrible, but I still love and have great affinity for, of which there are many. But of the bottom of the barrel here, there's one that I don't know if anybody will even recognize or know. It's from 1980, called Saturn III.
Oh, yeah.
And this actually stars Kirk Douglas, Harvey Keitel, and Farrah Fawcett. And what's really interesting is that Harvey Keitel's dialogue is all post-looped. It's all dubbed.
Strangely. Yeah.
So he doesn't sound like himself the entire film.
Nope.
But is a cheesy sci-fi that is absolutely horrendous about mad robots, but I have this incredible affinity for it.
It also makes his character seem even creepier than normal because of the dub, because you can kind of tell that it's not his voice. So, by the way, in the mail point, I now have access to both 2B's email and my own.
Wow, so you can like totally stalk them.
2B has been... No, 9S has been reading 2B's email.
Yes. And this is also announcing a new feature, which is called Arcade, which is that all of the different variations of the hacking minigame are now available to be played at any time.
Oh, sweet! So literally, you could play this.
So you can practice.
Playing.
So if you don't want failing at this to interrupt your playthrough, you can see all the variations of it and just play it if you like it.
It's too bad you can't
consolidate
consolidate
there's also
it.
a challenge mode that like starts and ramps up. Through all the.
It's too bad you can't consolidate it so that it doesn't always jump back and forth in the middle of combat. It's just like you can do one and then the other.
Sorry to barge in on you. Oh, looks like you've already started.
She started without me.
What?
Oh no. So now we're going to hack into 2B.
What? Okay, that's such a violation. In more ways than one.
2B, can you hear me? I'm starting your boot sequence. First, you'll want to check your brightness settings.
Now, if you remember, Blackstar, when we played this originally...
Right then. Let's get started.
It told us...
Go through each adjustment in order. Let's start by getting the brightness set.
That your actions were being recorded for posterity.
Mm-hmm.
They are now being played back. So this sequence now actually goes through the adjustments of the menu exactly the way the player did when they started.
Woo-hoo. Too bad it doesn't record our voices, too.
Pretty,
How does this look?
Yeah.
Roger that.
Bion Forces, what's a little hacking between friends?
That this entire process is being recorded for posterity.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, but when you're unconscious, Pi, that's just wrong.
Seems your voice recognition is set to mute, which isn't going to work. I'm going to call out to you now. Make sure you can hear my voice.
And we literally didn't hear 9S when we played until you turned the voice volume up.
Yep. Creepy.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, that takes care of the settings. What the heck? My pulse rate is rising. It seems to be back to normal now. How odd.
Should we be hearing this?
Is bleeding.
Your self-destruct permissions are missing. Wait a sec, we need to restore those. I could set it for you, but you should probably do it yourself. Regulations,
consent and all.
This game is creepy.
Okay, good. If things go wrong during an op, you may have to sacrifice yourself in order to finish it, so... Once you're finished making adjustments, you can go ahead and close this out.
You don't say. Kill ourselves to complete the mission, hey?
Since you're an android, can I set your voice to Schwarzenegger?
Morning.
Like that she sleeps in her stiletto.
9S.
The commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
Even when you're not paying attention.
I see.
Now drop trow.
We 9S models are the best around, you know. Though I suppose we're not exactly known for our modesty.
At least not in these shorts.
9S.
What is it, ma'am?
Stop calling me ma'am.
Huh?
There's no need to be so formal.
Yeah, he's an android that doesn't listen. She's been literally saying this the whole game.
I don't like that.
Well, he doesn't remember.
Talking, they shift slightly.
The commander was calling for you. We better go see what's up, man. 2B.
No, he literally has no memory of that. So, I mean, 9S is kind of a dick, but not for that reason.
You need to be near an access point to save your data. You can see access points on the close-range map. Be sure to save often.
Otherwise, you might not remember what's been happening.
Mm-hmm. Not like that could ever be a problem.
Test mail.
There's an advice column. Paper. About marrying cousin.
Maintenance finished?
Vice columnist says it's fine.
You detonated your black box in order to defeat the enemy. Bold, but risky. Try not to be so reckless next time. Understood. I know you're fresh out of maintenance, but I have another mission for you. I need you to head to the surface, rendezvous with the Resistance, and do some recon.
Doesn't Yorha have a dedicated Resistance contact already?
We haven't been able to get in touch with them, so we'll need you to look into that as well. Understood.
The surface? That means we'll be getting flight units, huh? Better head for the hangar. Usually we can't get near flight units. They're way too expensive for us grunts. Too bad they can't mass produce these things yet. The hangar's up ahead. Let's go.
Now, did they quite explain why they're having a problem mass producing anything?
No.
Eyes are made out of.
Sorry, we're losing your funk there. Try that again.
Oh, yeah, you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's just supposed to be an explanation for why you just don't spend the whole game in the mech. Or whether it's supposed to be part of the usual thing where, you know, soldiers are never told exactly what's going on and aren't properly supported.
I just want to know why the cabin isn't sealed up, because, you know, one stray bullet could end up blowing your head off.
I think part of it is that it's just there to emphasize the vulnerability of the characters, that it, like, this increases your capabilities but doesn't protect
Orders
you.
are orders. Alright,
Because protecting the androids is not something that this organization cares about.
How much are we saving on that metal?
2B, you're going to have some new weaponry installed from here on out. I'll put up instructions for you. Make sure to commit them to memory.
Roger.
Pliant Force says, Blackstar, have you seen the size of this space station? A single exploding android destroys it.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it just makes me wonder how many other space stations are there, or why they haven't built up bases. I mean, we got a whole planet to mine materials from. You'd think they'd collect something.
Geometry.
Yeah, you noticed that.
Oh, I didn't notice that before. I hate this game now.
Oh my god, I've sawn through this paper thin ruse.
Ah, they're building again.
I remember that cube. It's covered in moss. No.
Oh, there it is.
Worst game ever. Okay, alright, Twitch just got a brain cramp. Now YouTube just got a brain cramp. Yeah, I think Restream is having issues yet again. Wait that it clears up again. Yeah, things are going absolutely perfect because the local is perfect. Everybody else's audio is perfect. It's just how Restream is letting us down. So apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand by. This last time it only lasted like 10-15 seconds.
I've set a landing point for your flight units. You'll be
Can
touching
they hear
down
us?
quite a ways from the
I don't know. I'm going to check the audio, see if the audio still works.
Sorry for the trouble, but we can't risk the enemy discovering their position. Understood.
Okay, Twitch is back.
Good luck down there.
Yeah, no, the audio seems good. Yeah, and Twitch is, yep, and YouTube's back. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, I'm monitoring both in real time, and yeah, they had the same striation pattern of compression issues.
Restream may be something we need to reevaluate using, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which may mean either we'll be doing more stuff by just locally restreaming things,
Yeah.
or just doing YouTube only or Twitch
just
only or something.
setting up a splitter and just
Okay,
having two machines
so-
do it.
You remember a bunch of cases that we came across where it would say, I can't access this now.
But now we can.
Because we're 9S.
Let me guess. It's going to be 2 tokens and a blue.
It's a weapon.
Phoenix Sword. What is a Phoenix Sword, and why do I want one? Pi says Twitch didn't completely break for him, so sweet. Okay, that's good. Yeah, he could still hear, but not too well. Okay, so it was affecting audio as well.
Yeah. One day a hawk lost its way in the woods. Its proud wings soon grew weak as it tried in vain to find its way home. As death approached, a songbird took pity on the hawk and did its best to offer aid. And this is Cruel Oath, which is 9S's short sword. Long ago, there was a group of 7 boys who were born in the same village. Though they're not brothers by blood, they treat each other as family. I think that's actually part of the plot of a stage musical in Japan called Yorho Boys, which is actually a prequel to this whole story. Believe it or not.
Okay, so that explains the Yora crap.
Mm-hmm. So is this a good sword or a bad sword? Sword.
It's a great sword.
It's a sword you throw.
It's a swordarang.
Yep.
Oh, neat. Okay, so that should come in handy.
That is a huge sword.
Yeah, all Japanese swords are the size of telephone poles.
In the grand scheme of this game, this sword not that big.
Really? Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, hate to tell you, but again, if you don't like using the ridiculously huge swords, you don't have to.
It's the first new sword we got, and it sucks. I'm disappointed.
Proposal. Proceed to target location.
Fine.
Pi says, pardon me, a stage musical.
And you know what else?
What?
The new Indiana Jones movie. That's a great movie.
Which one?
What?
The new Indiana Jones movie.
Are you talking about the one with the aliens?
Yeah, the alien one, yeah.
Okay, no, that is objectively bad. Okay, all right, so he likes that one too.
Yep, no.
Intel, none of the machines in this area are hostile. We've been seeing more and more enemies like this lately. They just stand there and stare into space. It's pretty weird.
Okay, now here's a film that I have great affinity for and I know is absolutely hideous, is the 99 version of Congo.
Oh.
You guys remember?
That's not that bad.
That was Frank well, it's got a 23% tomato rating.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And 29 for the public. So, yeah, it is a bad movie.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
I like that movie.
So do I. Okay, all right, so that's a horrible movie that both of us like.
First thing.
You're number 2. Yes, well, my name is Anemone. I'm the...
Okay, this is the same. We're just going to fast one.
Yeah, skip that.
The book. You read the book, Black Star?
Way back when. Yeah, no, I love Crichton stuff, I mean, in fact, one of my early favorites was Andromeda Strain. I thought that one was fantastic, and the movie was good too.
I don't think Michael Crichton has written a bad book, even the bad one that
Yeah, even Michael Crichton's worst is still better than other people's best, so.
State of Fear, I thought got a little bit weird with some of the yellow anti-climate change stuff.
Yeah.
Still used real science, just put it in a goofy context, which is actually what he's done in all of his books.
Mm-hmm.
Real science, goofy ass context that can't work.
Oh, well, here's a perfect example. Rising Sun. Okay, you remember Rising Sun?
Oh my god. Okay. Great book. A little bit worrying.
Yeah, horrible movie though. But I still have a great affinity for it.
Movie. That was with Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, right?
And Sean Connery, yes. Well,
what a great movie.
Do you know what the ratings are? 35 and 40.
Oh.
See? Okay, so that's another one that you and I both like, have great affinity for, but I know is a horrible movie. Is one of Crichton's.
I didn't know that movie was ranked so bad.
Oh yeah, no, it was yeah. It is not a great movie. If you actually step back and actually see all the flaws and whatever else, yes, it is not executed very, very well. But again, I have some great affinity for it. I love it. I watch it every now and then. That one was Philip Kaufman's.
Vegetation's claimed most of it now.
Oh, Pie and Four says, yeah, I did see Battlefield Earth once, and that was really bad. Okay, perfect example. If you like that movie and enjoy that movie, I totally understand. But yes, that is a horrible, horrible film on so many levels.
To report. Copy that.
Now,
and no need
I
for
don't want to
weather
sound
report.
like a guy copying the internet criticisms of that movie, but I really thought Dutch angles almost ruined it.
Oh, it totally ruined it shooting that thing Dutch. Who the hell thought of that? I forget who the DP was in that, but man, I want to smack him upside the head. For those of you not in the know, shooting Dutch is basically shooting all of your shot angles at I think it's what, like 25 or 35 degrees minimum. Left or right off axis. So instead of shooting level at the ground the way your eyes would be, imagine tilting your head like old 60s Batman film, and that's basically every angle in the movie. And strangely enough, the first time I watched it, I didn't really notice. It's a stylistic choice.
It has good effect when you're done, when you're doing it right. Like
yes,
Do the Right Thing by Spike
Lee. Yes.
Great use of Dutch angle.
Yes, and it has its moments. It has some great executions, but shooting the entire film that way, oh my god, it just makes me want to cry. Leah Crow says, "Yeah, are these actual humans? No, these are androids.
These are androids.
These are androids.
This is the place that weapons trader was talking about. I'm picking up hostile machine life forms.
I'm looking through this whole game, and I keep thinking, are these humans? Are the humans?
They're not humans, but they are people.
Well, see, it's weird because if you think about it, it's kind of like machine racism because the androids are beating up the robots, and the robots are constantly attacking the androids. And for me, it's just like the toaster.
There we go. There's Geometry Wars.
Yeah, this isn't as bad as Geometry Wars, but it's definitely getting there.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten there yet.
But for me, it's like the toaster, beating up the blender and saying, you bitch, because they're both the same in my mind. One is just more sophisticated than the other.
No.
Can you warm up bread with a blender?
Nope.
There you go.
Any more than the toaster can mix me a drink.
Superior.
And arguably, there are a lot of people out there who are more interested in mixed drinks than they are in toast.
Hey, the grocery store I works at has pre-made toast.
How's that possible? Certainly not fresh.
Like hard bread.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's not fresh by any stretch.
Or like croutons. It's like imagine a crouton as a whole slice.
Pie and Force said, couldn't afford tripods. Yeah, apparently they couldn't.
Oh, hello.
I just feel bad that we're constantly shooting the cute robots. Why can't we, fight the ugly, nasty, evil one somewhere?
They don't exist. They're all kind of cute.
Yeah.
Except for the spider one, and even that's,
I find the spider one cute. I mean, come on, listen to the sequence. Even the music is cute as you're trying to kill them.
Damn it.
Yeah, some of the 8-bit sound effects, though, those are great.
Oh, come on.
Now that we're talking about Pongo and Rising Sun, I gotta think, what's a movie I like
both
from
Crichtons.
the 90s?
Yeah. Well, yeah, see,
the one that he directed, what's that called? The one that was...
oh, yeah.
Supposed to be Eaters of the Dead, like that was the book, but it was called something else.
Something else, yeah.
That was good.
See, I don't know if I have that in my collection. I've literally just been going over my Plex collection and seeing what I have, because these are ones that I watch repeatedly and that I've collected over the years myself. So this is all indicative of my own personal choices, as opposed to just films that have been made.
It's gonna be like movies, like comedy movies that we find funny, but other people didn't get.
Right. Or
that's what I bet a lot of them would be. All right.
Yeah, or just didn't find funny. Let's see.
You know what movie I really liked? The Rookie. From like 1997. I'm gonna look that up. Oh,
now that one I don't think I've ever seen. I know of it, but I have not actually seen it. And strangely enough, I'm not a huge sports fan. I know you are, but I do like sports movies. Strangely enough. Oh, here's another Crichton one. You remember Sphere?
Did they make a movie out of that?
Oh, yes, they did.
Apparently, I never saw it. I read the book.
98, directed by Barry Levinson, starring...
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
had, like, real actors in it.
Oh, please! It had Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
How did I not see that?
Michael Jackson?
I'm sorry, Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, all right. Oh my God.
No,
Maybe I don't remember that much.
No, his Michael Crichton is next to the credits here and everything, so I just read that first. But yeah, no, it had a decent cast. It even had Queen Latifah in it, who at the time actually got some critical nods. So yeah, decent cast. But you know what the ratings are? 12% critically, 38 for the public.
Oh, come on.
12%. Swear to God.
That
Sphere.
movie was better than Congo.
I don't know. I would say Congo's a little bit better. But yes, Sphere 98 was absolutely tanked. So that's 3 Crichton films that you and I both love that are objectively terrible films. I love the fact they're all Crichton ones, though.
But all right, so you know what? The Lost World isn't bad. And that one's...
Oh, you're talking about the Jurassic Park Lost World?
Yeah.
No, those are bad.
I can't say I like I mean, I love the first one, and even the first one, to me, it didn't capture the same level as, like, say, Jaws or E.T. or some of his other ones. I mean, I would
think
put
that's
those...
an age thing. Jurassic Park, to me, changed my life.
Well, it did for your entire generation. That was your Jaws. That was your E.T.
Yes,
that was your
Jaws.
quintessential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that I totally get.
Jurassic Park is almost perfect.
Okay.
As far as a film goes, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
It is one of those, like Ghostbusters, that you can just watch over and over again. You can enjoy it one time or a million.
Oh, did we say Ghostbusters is a perfect
yeah,
film?
yeah. Last week we put that on the list, and absolutely, I totally agree that it is.
Real pain in the butt, huh?
Yeah, Pion Force is yes, and it definitely holds up incredibly well. Yes, that to me is the hallmark of what a perfect film is. Not so much that it get critical or public reception that way, but it's just one of those films that every time you watch it, you can enjoy it, and it doesn't matter how many times you do watch it.
Here's another perfect film then. Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I can't say I've seen it.
1942, James Cagney. A musical based on the life of George Cohan. Amazing movie. It gets better every time you watch it. And it's perfect. Perfect film. What's it rated on IMDb?
Let's see. Let's find out.
It's got to be like 9.5.
Let's see, 42 is 7.7. Let's see what it is. Yeah, hey, 7.7 on IMDb is actually good. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes has.
Who has a negative review of that movie? Communist.
There are people out there who are critical haters. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has it as 92%.
That's it.
Yep. Audience score 83. So critically, yes, that is not anything 90 plus is exceptional. So yeah, I would definitely agree that is a quality film, and depending on how much the fan base about watching it over and over again, we consider that a perfect film. Yeah, I would put that on the list. But no, IMDb out of 10, though, anything over a 6.5 is considered very good. So...
Wait, did we just get a new combat ability?
I've bought a new ability for the pod.
How come 2B can't get better swords?
Well, because 2B is in the past now, and now we're in the future, even though
no, but I mean, throughout the entire first run through the Route A, we never got any like super fantastic swords. 2.5 seconds into this, one.
I mean, you can spend a lot of time grinding to get the money and the resources to buy and upgrade things. You have to spend a whole lot of time on that. There's not much reason to do it unless you're playing at the higher difficulties.
Okay.
So in order to get through the plot, we just kind of lowered the difficulty, and so it wasn't really necessary to get the weapons upgraded.
I just thought it never came to Pawn Forces goodbye stream. Yep.
I mean, has to know what's the stream, or does that mean that the stream dropped
out again?
All right. Well, I won't do anything until it comes back. Unfortunately. Is it just Twitch or is it YouTube also?
No, it's both. It's both. See, I think the whatever.
What about Mixer?
Mixer I don't have up.
No commentary mixers.
Okay, Twitch is back. YouTube looks back. Yeah, Funk, have you noticed if Mixer's gone crazy, go nuts?
Normal Mixer's fine. I don't know, like if you.
All right, so the Narcogen Mixer channel might also be okay.
Yeah. That's good. Pi, we're back. I think we're back.
Now can I don't think I have the materials to upgrade the swords. Let's see if I can try using that ability here.
Pi says, yeah, all good.
Okay, good.
Thanks, dude. Let's see. Oh, here's one I got to solve.
Replacements.
The replacements. Yeah, okay.
With Keanu Reeves and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Me and my dad, every time that would come on TV.
There we go.
Me and my dad would just sit there and watch that movie. We must have watched that movie 4 or 5 times a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, since it came out.
So you got a soft spot?
It's just hilarious movie.
Okay.
Absolutely hilarious.
Now, here's an example of a bad film from an also incredibly bad director that I have an incredible soft spot for and I enjoy every time is...
Alone in the Dark?
Nope. 2004's After the Sunset.
Never heard of it.
Directed by Brett Ratner, starring Pierce Brosnan, Salma Hayek, Woody Harrelson, Troy Garrity. It's also got Don Cheadle.
Good.
Oh, it's a diamond heist film. 2 master jewel thieves finally retiring after successful missions, and they're battling a FBI agent who's suspended but still trying to catch him, played by Woody Harrelson. It's an incredibly fun movie, but it is absolutely also a horrible one. It's got an 18% critical review and a 52% in the public. But seriously, I watch this every now and then, and I enjoy it every time. So, yeah, bad movie. Still like it though.
What about National Treasure?
Yes, National Treasure I would put up there. I don't have that in my collection, but yes, I would put that on the list as bad movie that you can still enjoy.
And you know what? Both Tomb Raider movies. Oh, not the new one.
Oh, my mother of all things was a big Tomb Raider fan for all of those things. I think I watched the first one, but I don't know if I watched any of the subsequent ones.
Conversation, me and my dad. What is the...
That should be enough.
What is the hottest action star? This is kind of a sexist. Oh, no, it's not. Whatever. What's the hottest action star in a movie? He thinks it's Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld movies. By the way, which are all good.
Oh no! Seriously?
They're not rated well.
Okay, well, I strangely enough, you and I also agree on that because I adore the Underworld series, and
you
all of them
die on
are
that hill
horrible.
if that's your choice. I mean.
Yeah, I know that they're absolutely hideous, but you know what? When the Underworld first came out, Kate Beckinsale, skin tight leather, boom, sold. Doesn't matter. Seriously, you could have her making toast, and I would still watch that film. So
I know, right?
I love the fact that you also love. So that's another not only movie but series of movies, because I have all the Underworld movies, and every one of them are crap, and I don't care.
We saw them all in the theater.
Did you?
Those things. Yeah. So
I love it. Okay, so you and I are both Underworld fans. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Leah says Attack of the Clones. Okay, so she's in your camp there. She likes Attack of the Clones.
Oh, there you go. Attack of the Clones, great film. I mean, I'm like good. Like you even divorce it from Star Wars.
It's just as its own thing.
I think it's a good movie. Look, the
Okay,
dialogue
so
is bad.
here's some other swords that you could buy. I've spent
neat.
all my money now, so I
Beast
can't.
Lord.
I've spent it on upgrades.
Yeah, Beast Lord, Beast Bane.
Gotta buy Beast Lord.
But what's the difference between? Now I'm confused between Beast Lord and Beast Bane. Are you the Bane of Beasts?
Is there something I can sell that's worth a lot? Oh yeah, I've got an EXP chip that I'm not using, which gains more XP from using. It's worth 10,000, so I can.
Yeah, crank it up.
sell a
then
couple of
buy Beast
those.
Lord.
Can you even afford it?
Yep.
Fast cooldown.
Sell some more crap. Get rid of that overclock. You don't need that.
Hijack boost. Strength and remote control. I'm going to keep that.
Yes, please. Oh, no, here's a question. Do you watch or know of the Alex Cross films based on the...
My dad loved those movies, but I never saw them.
Oh, really? Of the Alex Cross books? Yeah, because
there's only like two movies, right?
There's 3, I think, actually. But unfortunately, they had to change actors at one stage, which also didn't help. But yeah, no, the one that I was always a big fan of was Along Came a Spider, starring Morgan Freeman. That one I really liked a lot. But yeah, that one has a 31% critical and a 53 public.
You better buy Ancient Overlord. No, you fool!
No, I'm sorry. The attack rating on the other sword was like 100 higher, so I'm sorry.
Really?
I'm not going to buy the other one just because of its name or something.
Yeah. I got to agree with Narc on that one.
So I think if you upgrade 2B's swords, that upgrades her attack. So it's worth spending on her sword, her weapons. As well.
I would think so, yeah, because if you're partnered for a lot of the combat stances, yeah, you'd want that.
Yeah, I think you can also just choose to equip those if you want. Like, I think if you decide that you just like 2B's sword set, you can change your weapon set to hers if you want to play that way.
Okay, all right.
I don't think you can impact her. I don't think you can control what she equips, though.
Right.
But I've also now gotten more spots for plug-in chips.
Narc, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why in Japanese games and media does it seem like there's a black character, he's always bald, and he's always absolutely gigantic? He's always like Michael Clark Duncan.
That's the stereotype. I mean,
is there no? It was
what
like,
initiated it?
Yes, I gathered that. But was there like a very influential black character in something in the 50s that now they all just do that?
I honestly don't know what you could trace it to, but yes, I have observed that is also a stereotype that exists in Japanese media, that there's always a big black guy, if they have one in there at all. Hijack boost. Strength and remote control. I'm going to use that. I should be able to afford another 8. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. Deadly heal.
Here's a good one for you, Funk. Have you heard or do you remember a film from 1999 that Roman Polanski did called The Ninth Gate?
No, I have no memory of this movie.
Okay. It stars Johnny Depp as a...
hate it already.
Well, see, there you go. See, this is why this is a good one, because I have an incredible affinity for this. In fact, I always imagine Narc as the protagonist in this. Because
God, really?
They look very similar.
Data for the location specified by Resistance leader.
Johnny Depp, the main character?
Yeah, strangely, yeah. I'll show you.
That's a compliment, Narc.
I'll show you 2 pictures of him as this character. You'll laugh. It's like, oh my God, that's Narc.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil Mysterious in the chat. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Phil.
He says, "Funkmon, it's racism."
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how he felt about his comments on that one.
Lost equipment. All right. Oh, okay. So this is the note. Yeah, why don't we do that?
Pion Forces. Oh boy, let's unpack this.
It happens. It's there.
But yeah, the story on this one goes is Johnny Depp. He plays a rare, a kind of a scummy rare book dealer who comes across a rich guy who collects satanic books, and he's looking to collect all versions of one called the Nine Gates of the Shadow, the Kingdom of Shadows, and because he thinks it's the key to somehow get into hell.
How does he want to get into hell? Constantine, good movie. Go ahead, continue.
It's along that vein, but less supernatural. And it turns into a European
Voyage to Hell that's
murder
less
mystery.
Supernatural? A Voyage to Hell that's less supernatural?
Yes, completely, actually. In fact, there's nothing really
That's
supernatural through the entire movie, which I thought was kind of cool, because that grounded it in the practical.
Except hell.
Oh, and it turns out like the guy's crazy and he's killing people or something?
Well, no, there are a lot of deaths, but it's around him. He's not causing them. But no, the whole thing is that if you were to basically unsolve this puzzle that Satan left, you would become immortal and could enter the kingdom of hell as a godlike figure. That was the whole idea.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound supernatural.
So, yeah, in this one, it's got a 42 critical.
Scientific idea of hell.
Yeah, and a 57 public. If you get a chance, if you watch the trailer. But yeah, I got a soft spot for this film, even though I know not only is it done by, the jerk Roman Polanski, it's also objectively not a great film. But I still adore it. I love the ride. It's a really, really fun film, and
that actually does sound fun. Oh, well, here's another film about hell that actually is bad that I like. What was the one where it was like Al Pacino was the devil or something?
Oh, yes.
Keanu Reeves.
I know that one. Hold on.
That literally just Devil's Advocate?
It is. Is that the title? I want to remember this.
I think it is.
There were literally so many Satan films that all came out at the same time because studios didn't want to have a Satan film gap. So the titles always run together for me.
Wait, what did you say the title was, Narc?
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, you know what? That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes, that's it. I liked that movie. That was pretty good. You know what else? The other two Matrix movies. Pretty good.
Really? You like the 2 and 3?
Yep.
Because I can't say I enjoyed those at all. In fact, I remember specifically in the theater, because Narc was definitely with me. I'm trying to think who else was. I think our dad was with the first one. And I remember at the end of it when he was doing the Superman thing and how, an awesome experience the first film was. And we heard that they were coming out with a sequel, and I'm like, oh my god, please don't screw this up. And that was my feeling. And then a year later, when the next one came out, we were in the same theater again watching it, and I was totally devastated at how horrible it had become. And then I heard they were doing a third one. It's like, okay, they'll fix it for the third. And that one was even worse than the second one. So, sadly, The Matrix, I think, was a series that completely could not recapture the lightning in the bottle that was the first one, sadly.
I think that, yeah, that's true. The first Matrix was a total game changer.
Yeah, in so many ways. I would put that on the perfect film list. I totally would.
Yeah. I don't dislike the other two as much as other people do, but it's a separate film from the first one.
Totally.
Yes, I agree. But I think they're good. I think they're good.
And to be honest, it wasn't anything super original. It was just a perfect storm of all these different elements assembled together in the first time in such a way that made it feel fresh.
Right. But if you go back and watch some of the stuff, and the way you imagine or you remember the Matrix looking, it doesn't actually. You can really see all the artifacts from how they were doing the stop motion, or not the Matrix effect that they did with the spinning
bullet
stuff.
time. Yeah.
Bullet time.
Well, that was a whole new genre. They'd literally taken 35 millimeter cameras and put them in a spiral loop to get that effect the first time, and nobody had ever done that before. That was groundbreaking. Oh, Leah Crow says
really cool. It made like anime real.
Yes, yeah, it was spectacular, and people were copying that for a decade. It was an unbelievably fantastic way that they actually did that. Leah Crow says, all I remember about the other ones is wishing that the car chase scene would end. And I can't say I disagree. That was so drawn out, and there were so many different scenes in that car chase where you noticed they were going too slow. They were trying to make it look fast, and when you look down at the long lanes of the highway, you can tell they were all going 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So they built that highway just for that car chase. It's about 2 miles long.
Yeah.
Right? Why not just use a highway?
I think it was backdrops. I think it was backgrounds that they were worried about, that it would cost more to take out what wasn't supposed to be there than it was simply to create an original. That would be my guess. My name is Ozzy Mandius in the chat. I'm Mandius. He says, yeah, what would happen if Durandal comes into the Nier universe? Oh, that's an interesting question.
I'm not sure the Nier universe needs to be crazier, really.
If Durandal showed up, we'd all be dead, right?
I think that would be true of wherever Durandal went.
I don't know. Durandal doesn't care about keeping humans alive, but he also doesn't necessarily make it his objective to kill, like, all of them. I mean, he actually goes out of his way to steal and Forerunner equipment and defend, humanity and Earth. I mean, he does it for his own selfish reasons.
Killed the humans. I forget which hypothesis I'm working on now, like if the robots are people or not. But I think I've decided in the past 5 minutes the robots killed all the people, and I don't know why they're like people.
Well,
but
okay,
they
look.
killed all of them.
The game's story for us so far, in terms of what the characters we're playing have been told, what we've been told is that thousands of years ago, aliens invaded. Those aliens brought with them machine life forms. So there's a proxy war where the side of the aliens is being represented by machine life forms that look like the cute robots, and humanity is represented by human-appearing androids, which is us. The humans supposedly fled to the moon.
Have we seen these things before?
Oh, crap. Okay, I'm not fighting these guys.
Not now, anyway. We've already done
These
that.
are really high level, really high health gold enemies that, like, you get lots of rewards for killing, and they're really hard, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time anyway.
They're like
They're bullet spongy.
Big ass things.
Yeah.
From Elder
Yep.
Scrolls. Duh.
So, there are supposedly humans on the moon. We haven't really seen from them. All we've got is recorded messages. And the aliens, we already got told, are dead, killed by the machines. And they're all kind of redundant because both the androids and the machine life forms are all obsessed with humans and nobody cares about the aliens.
Right. And we haven't had any confirmation yet about the humans on the moon yet.
Nope.
Here's what definitely happened.
You're from
Humans
your
are all
home,
gone.
right?
Are
We've
all
got a
gone.
squad mate waiting in a rocky stretch up ahead. Just remember
He
that
killed
there's
the
nowhere to
humans.
resupply.
The
If you need
robots are the good
anything, how can I
guys.
help you with?
No, the robots killed the humans. No, we're the good. Wait, the robots killed the humans, but they're also the good guys. And we're still the bad guys somehow. But why did the robots kill? Robots killed the humans on accident, and now they feel bad.
It depends on which moral construct you subscribe to.
Because we think they killed the humans on purpose.
They're
The Council of Humanity
There you go.
has a message for all
Solved
of our
it.
brave androids fighting on the surface. Currently, our struggle against the machine life forms is at a stalemate. This battle has raged for far too long. I am sure all of you find the effort grueling.
So does the player.
But now is not the time to give up. Now, more than ever, we must forge on. Remember that several 100,000 humans on the moon want nothing more than to return to Earth. Glory to mankind.
I don't know, give it a couple years, you'll have a lot more. The question is, what on the moon could possibly support that many humans?
Report. Mail notification received from
Yep,
access
they're long
point.
dead. Been dead for 2,000 years.
I think it's even longer, to tell you the truth. I mean, we haven't seen a single interactive human this entire game.
some of these details are going to be filled in by other stuff we find out in this game.
You're planning to take out all the machines.
And some of it will be filled in by a video I'm going to suggest everybody watch. Maybe after this episode or after the next one, which kind of fills the player in on what happened in the other Nier game if you didn't play that.
Oh,
which
to
most
tie
people
those
didn't.
in. Okay.
Yes, because they are connected.
Pion Forces, yeah, Funk, don't hurt yourself. He's afraid Funk's going to get a brain cramp.
Now would we? Don't go trying to be a hero, all right?
Hey, you stop trying to be a jackass.
Thanks, jackass.
Phil Mysterious says, yeah, Durandal would be all about excavating the alien technology to discover more secrets of the universe. Now that would tie in with his standard modus operandi. I'm wondering if we're ever...
would probably sell you the alien story to make you go excavate stuff, and then he'll use it for some reason.
Yeah, but that's a layer of deviousness we all know that he does anyway. I'm just curious as if we're going to run into an AI that's going to explain things to us once we find and or meet them, or get to the moon, or figure out what really happened, or find some record somewhere. Something.
9S after she kills us again.
I know. And I'm wondering after the first gameplay if that's Road A.
2B. It's going to be 2B. after
to me,
girl after she shoots
to me,
us.
they're interchangeable at this stage.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people assume doing this, especially the people who maybe dropped the game at this point, was like, oh, wow, I'm just going to keep looping around, and that's all it's going to be.
Right. See, that's what I'm
but
curious.
It's not.
What's going to be different? Yeah, what is the change
Route
here?
B is the events that we've seen so far through the perspective of 9S. But you remember, a lot of time, 9S is somewhere else doing something else.
Right.
While we were playing 2B.
Right. Or he gets reset and completely forgets.
Yes. But also, when Route B ends, Routes C, D, and E are not the same events at all.
Wow.
Those segments pick up where A and B end, which was the ending we just saw, at the beginning of this stream, and continue forward from that. So it's not like an endless series of loops that you just see the same crap over and over again. They do that once so they can show you different gameplay and different plot experience with 9S, and then they move forward with the information from both of those threads into events that happen after. So it's not like we're going to only be seeing the same loop of time.
This is like all 5 director's cuts of Blade Runner.
Yeah, but I think some people were just like, oh, you're just going to repeat from here on end. I'm not interested in that.
Ozzy wants to know, did you read any of the side materials of Nier Automata, the short story, stage play, etc.?
I've watched the stage play. I got to admit, a lot of it's so involved that I can't hold it in my head. I get confused in terms of what was going on in it a lot of times.
That dense, huh?
These machines are talking.
Yeah, I heard from the Resistance that they've been seeing this a lot lately. Couldn't tell you why, though.
Yeah, because nothing the machines say makes any sense whatsoever. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Oh, the mid-air hack.
Oh, Pion4 says, you've, quote, watched the stage play, or you've watched the, quote, stage play?
It's on YouTube. I mean, I've seen it on YouTube. I
I
have not attended a performance of the stage play because I haven't spent that much time in Japan.
Yeah, everybody wants to see the stage play of that Aliens production that high school did that got famous.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know if Funk heard about this. Yeah, somebody had, some high school had actually done a live stage performance of the film Alien to such critical acclaim that Sigourney Weaver had actually posted a link and showed up to one of the performances, and it circulated social media and whatnot to great aplomb. So, yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. If you do a search on it.
Which Alien? Was it the action? Was it Aliens?
No, Alien, the first one, the 79 film. And yeah, apparently a high school did a spectacular stage production of that film, and everybody loved it. So I think it's on YouTube if you look around for it. But yeah, Sigourney and I think a few other people posted some things on social media about it, and it totally took off and went viral.
Yeah, I'll look it up. That sounds cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was really neat. It's sad because the YouTube I was looking at, I didn't, or I have not found yet a YouTube version of it that, in my opinion, would be a high quality representation of actually being there and watching it. You know how people record high school plays and stuff, and sometimes it's like, parents with cell phone cams or whatever, or, old school video cameras, and they're just kind of off to the side or whatever, but they're not really caring about the production of their recording.
Access TV
Exactly. That's
soundboard.
Right. That's what I would do. That's what most people in the business would do, and I'm looking for that version. And I don't think anyone's done it or hasn't posted it online yet. Assuming that it was even made. If so, if it hadn't been made, that is a real travesty. Because from what I understand and from what I have seen, production quality on this was so imaginative, it was spectacularly done.
I love live theater, but I'm really poor. So I can't afford to go to like real. I can barely afford community theater, which is like $15 a ticket. So I go to local high school plays. Sometimes they do if they do musicals from the 40s or 50s. It doesn't require any good acting. It just requires some decent singing, and high school kids can do that. So I don't mind. I can go see South Pacific or Guys and Dolls, crap like that. It's fun. So I think I would love to see a high school do Alien.
Oh, it would. Yeah, it looks fantastic. It really did. I've always wanted to see a stage version of Lion in Winter and Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see a really good stage production of that.
What's with the weird-looking outfits?
I've seen that sort of thing when I was going through some old data. It looks like what humans used to wear long ago. Certain human collectives used to use face paint like that, too.
I think they called themselves sports fans. Okay, I'm gonna grab some water. I will be right back.
What was that Shakespeare comedy with the... It was... I don't even remember the characters' names.
There are a lot of Shakespeare comedies. It does really narrow it down.
It's a Shakespeare comedy where the girl has to dress like a boy and the boy has to dress like a girl or something like that. All right, so that's still 10. And then, what they're like... Give me a minute. I'm going to remember it.
Okay. Yes, suicide enemies in the desert. Nothing on the nose about that at all. Oh, my name is Undismandius asking, did we play Divine Cybermancy? No, I do not know what that is.
Sounds weird.
12th Night. Lee Crow is guessing 12th Night as the Shakespeare comedy with the cross-dressing in it.
Oh, it's not 12th Night. That makes too much sense.
As You Like It?
Oh, wait. What happens in As You Like It? Who are the characters?
I don't remember. I'm literally just guessing titles at this point.
I not remember this. Can it? Might be.
Scared. Help me.
2B, it's fine. Their speech doesn't mean anything. They're just emitting words at random. If they wanted help, why would they be attacking us?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is As You Like It. I like that. Yes, I like As You Like It. And I want to see someone do that live, but I have not, in the past few years, I haven't seen any local community theater places do it. Which is crazy, because it's like one of the big ones. I think the whole game should have the 8-bit music.
I do like the 8-bit version myself. It is kind of overpowered because generally, I mean, if the attack works on a low-level enemy, it's like a one-hit kill.
No problem there.
And it pauses, because this is not a multiplayer game, it pauses the rest of the action while you do it.
Win-win. I like things that do that, but then, you know, sometimes I replay a game, and then, like, for example, Fallout 4. When I was replaying Fallout 4, I just don't use VATS, because it slows the game down too much.
I love VATS.
VATS is obviously good, and it's obviously the best way to play the game. I'm just too lazy when I'm replaying it. So I think, well, I could use VATS, but that means I'm only going to get through this many quests in the hour I have. Whereas if I just shoot the guy, it's going to be quicker.
Right.
But the only time I use VATS is with the ghouls or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're scary and they're always in the dark, and I'm too afraid to do it in real time. So I have to use VATS to slow it down so they're less scary.
Gotcha.
Isn't that a little cheaty?
No, it's a proper game mechanic.
And yet, I do run across people who say that
VATS is cheating. No.
There are people who do not understand.
How is it? I mean,
Fallout.
I guess those are not the purists, right? Because I mean, Fallout's supposed to have turn-based combat.
Right.
It's the one of the identifying features of the series. So VATS is just an attempt to try and work that in.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding, but that's just what everybody says. Okay.
Thinks Fallout New Vegas, which is a buggy, unplayable mess.
A lot of people think that's the
Fallout
best.
game.
I mean, they do.
I thought Narc liked that one.
I like it. I just don't like it as much as the other ones. I think if you make me choose between Fallout 3 and New Vegas, I will choose Fallout 3.
Okay. Leah Crow says 12th Night? What was 12th Night about?
Oh, we were talking about Shakespeare.
It's heading for that rocky
Okay. She thought maybe that was the comedy you were talking about? And Ozzy said, yeah, did you play... What is that? I can't even see if that... EYE Divine...
Divine Cybermancy.
No, I don't
know what that is. Yeah, me neither.
Hold on, Ozzy.
Okay, cutscene.
Once, long ago, a volcano erupted. From the fires of the eruption, a god emerged. One day, the god appeared before the machines and said, consciousness, pain, joy, misery, fury, shame, desolation, the future,
Sounds like marriage.
the meaning of life.
These vignettes are little links between the events of Nier and some of them, I think, maybe from the events of the Drakengard series.
Possibly far.
It is the ruin of a former human residential area. Large numbers of humans resided in such concrete and metal shelters.
They called this the projects.
By names such as apartment complex.
I wonder why they insisted on living in such large groups. Things must have been really dangerous around here, huh?
Negative. Living conditions were mandated by economic imbalance and a lack of space.
Man, humans sure are weird creatures.
Okay, hold on. Not that.
I'm sorry. All I can equate that to is in Futurama, where you hear, remember the one where they were in the closet, and he's saying that the two of us together, we only take up
1.5 meters. We got room for a whole other half extra person.
Right, exactly. We only take up 5 cubic meters, and we got rooms for 2/3 of a whole person. So. I would think from an efficiency standpoint, the androids would understand packing more humans into small confined areas.
Yeah. So, by the way, those little inserts...
The social aspect of obviously stupid people who choose to live in cities.
Right. It's just the inverse of what you would expect from efficiency-designed androids, you know what I mean?
Right. I would expect them to, like in Futurama, say, oh my god,
we could fit so many more people in here.
Why not just have one giant box and stack people on top of each other?
Right. Wait a minute. They needed actually more than one room? Why is that?
I've been thinking about it. I don't need more than one room.
Nobody needs more than one room. You got a room that's big enough, you're fine.
Those cutscene inserts are added into the 9S gameplay, but we're not supposed to be given understood that 9S sees them or is aware of them.
Right.
That's what I figured. Otherwise, he'd probably comment like, "Hey, what was that weird cardboard cutout thing?" Okay, but what we can infer from that is they definitely killed people. The robots definitely killed the people, and then one people in his dying action went into some assembly code and then coded all of the robots to feel guilty forever for killing people, and then he said lol and then died.
Some of that is correct.
There you go. Nailed it.
I love Pi. There are people who mistakenly believe the gunplay in Fallout is fun. And speaking of gunplay, the game that Ozzy was talking about is called Divine Cybermancy. Which apparently is an action role-playing first-person shooter developed by Sterum on Studio, STEUM.
Okay.
Sterum on Studio. It's built on Valve's Source Engine. It is set in a dystopian future because you can't have gunplay when things are all good and happy. You take the place of an I member, secretive elite army of demon-fighting cybermech warrior monks. Wow, that's a mouthful. There are literally 5 words that are all hyphenated. In a military wing of an ancient, again, hyphenated demon fighting cult called the Secreta Sectorium? Yeah, that dates back before mankind colonized space.
Hold on a second.
Swear to God.
Hold on a second.
It's what the wiki says.
Cult?
Yeah.
Fake Latin for secret secret?
Apparently, yes. S-E-C-R-E-T-A. Yeah. Sectorum. Check it out, man.
I like role-played first-person shooters. I like RPGs that are also first-person shooters.
Wow, there are so many hyphens in this description. Meta Storemic Force and the all-powerful Federation. Yeah, there's always a Federation. Federations, Imperiums.
Hey, do you guys ever talk to like a wannabe nerd?
Why would anybody want to be a nerd? You either are or you aren't. It's like saying you talk to a wannabe pregnant person. You either are or you aren't.
That's a lot of people, but
just saying.
So the other day I was talking to this kid who's like 20 or something.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a hardcore computer nerd." I'm like, "Oh, sweet. Tell me about, or like, what do you think about this, like the new SSD?" He's like,
is he a nerd or is he a geek? Because I'm much more of a geek than a nerd. So
he said he was a big Star Trek fan. I'm like, "Oh, what do you think about Discovery?" And he was like, "What? What's Discovery?" I'm like, "The new Star Trek."
Whoa. Okay, he was only 20.
And yet, right. So, and then like, no. There's a new Star Trek show, and then Commander Pike's a character or whatever.
Yeah, 2 seasons. Like, people have been talking about it. Internet's blowing up on both sides of the fence. So, unless you've been in a cave, you'd think you at least would have heard of it.
And the guy didn't know who Pike was. So.
Whoa! Wait a minute. He said he was a start. How old was this person? Because I'm confused.
Early 20s.
Okay, early 20s, Star Trek fan.
So doesn't know new Trek and doesn't know old Trek.
Right.
What Trek do they know?
Right, exactly. Thank you. What Trek did he watch? Voyager? What?
Yeah.
He continued to talk, and he talked about all the video games he played. And I'm like, all right, well, what video games do you play? And then he said Overwatch and one of the other like competitive multiplayer games. And then he mentioned that he loved Japanese RPGs. So then I brought up this game, like, hey, do you know about this Nier Automata game?
Right.
RPG? And he's like, nah, I never heard of it.
Okay. All right.
Well, some people's echo chambers are weird.
Well, no, my question would be, are you sure he was human?
Want to be a nerd.
He might have just been trolling it.
Or, so in other words, he was nerd faking it. He was trying to.
Nerd faking it.
He was trying to fit in.
No, Leocro says, "Hey, I used to live in a cave."
I wonder what makes them choose these words.
That's not funny, Ruth. I was a slave.
So yeah, I think I've kind of seen this where people
really they try to fit in.
Well, you're right. They can't. They don't. They feel like they can't fit into whatever they perceive the normal culture to be.
Wow.
And so they try to be friends. Like he also said, he was a big fantasy RPG guy. So I started talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
He was trying and failing to code switch on you, is what you're saying.
Well, here's my question: was he doing this because in the company of you or whoever else was he with, did he perceive you to be that type of nerds he was trying to fit in with?
I was interviewing him for a job, and one of the things I do is ask people about their hobbies. And the first hobby he brought up was he was developing a video
Multiple
game.
machines
Said,
detected
oh,
ahead.
cool.
But
What language? What engine? What are you doing? He says, "Oh no, I've got it in a notebook." So he's world building.
Text adventure.
So he's world building a game. And then he was talking about influences of Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings and stuff.
Okay.
And he has never played D&D, and he's never read Lord of the Rings, and he didn't know that Lord of the Rings was the inspiration for all high fantasy. He has read half of the Harry Potter books.
What is this?
Wow. Okay.
Well,
all I can think of is the job interview element is simply probably him trying to answer what he thinks you want to hear. Do you know what I mean?
I would want to hear that he's developing a video game.
Maybe he keyed up on your excitement, and
maybe he Googled you and you read your forum post on HBO.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is it just me? Or are these humping robots technique a little more violent in this version?
I think it's the same. I don't think that changes.
I don't know. They just seem to be a little more excited than usual, but I could be wrong.
Now that we have a little bit more context, it's a little bit weirder than it was before, even though it was already weird.
Oh,
it was already pretty weird.
The humping robots was weirder before, let me tell you. You can't get any more weird than that in my mind. Oh, Phil Mysterious says it's, quote, nerd as aesthetic, kind of how people, of how punk aesthetics got appropriated by non-punks.
Right. That's me. That was me. Punk aesthetic, non-punk.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Yeah. I've never seen a nerd aesthetic non-nerd, but okay. See, I could understand in a social group where if he was surrounded by them, he didn't want to be the odd man out. Do you know what I mean? I can understand that. People's desire to fit in, to not be isolated or picked on or selected or maybe stage fright. But when you said job interview, so it wasn't a normal social setting. It's not like you were hanging out at the water cooler or something. See, that makes me think that he would just, in his nervousness, was simply looking up things that he was trying to key on to make you like him. And maybe he just perceived, because of what you were talking about, maybe you were excited about talking about it, he picked on that maybe you would like those things. Do you know what I mean? So it could be he was just trying to please you to get the job, and he was going to say whatever he thought he needed to say.
Maybe.
Again, it's just a guess.
All right, now that we're doing this thing again, do we have a choice of not killing them?
No.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I don't like.
No, it's not a branching narrative.
Yeah, which is too bad. That would be kind of fun.
It's a different from perspective, and when this comes up, the narrative will continue. But we don't get to choose to make friends with the with the machine life and just end it that way.
Now, is this Jilly's favorite part? She's gonna be sorry she missed this.
Straight up gross. I am not pleased.
An android?
No, this is a machine.
Androids are machines. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, this is a distinction that is important only to them.
Well, see, that's just it, and that's why I keep wanting to call them racist, because...
And now Adam is identified from the very beginning.
Pyan Force says this cannot continue, by the way.
Alright, just kill him. Hack him.
Oh,
yeah, it's too bad you can't target his Ken doll crotch there.
Ah, damn. Ah, darn it.
Oh, so close.
I was in an arcade that had a Robotron game. That game was hard.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I found most video games in actual arcades to be terribly challenging, and I never had enough quarters to stick with anyone for any length of time.
Yeah, the only one I'm any good at that I can play for a long period of time is like Centipede. You know what I mean? But yeah, all the other games,
and I timed out on that
predatory.
one.
I don't think you can hack this dude.
Droids.
I could if I just need to not sigh.
Just gotta use the get good filter.
Yes.
Phil Mysterious is... Oh, hold on. I got my voice synthesizer for this. Phil Mysterious says, yeah, use the Unreal Tournament voice. Crotch shot.
They also add in these orange blocks, which are like, they damage you if you touch them. So, like, I can't touch the outer walls of this room without taking damage.
Oh, that's annoying.
And then, in addition to the bullet hell...
What, are you kidding me?
And only half of those projectiles can be destroyed by you.
Yeah. And it's only the orange ones, right? The purple ones can't be.
The purple ones can't be, so you have to avoid them.
Deflect. I think
you just say crotch projectile?
We better finish this quick.
Turning into Venusaur. Hey, did you guys see the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie?
No, I did see some postings or whatnot about it, but I did not pursue it further.
Very good, very good.
Phil Mysterious says, he just laugh out loud and goes, that was perfect, Blackstar. We'll put that on the soundboard.
So I can actually do some damage here.
Crotch shot. Sorry, I'm adding those in. Yeah, there's so many times that they use those same stock voice reactions, but they're not really quite, correct for the moment.
Right. I want to hear one do the Howard Dean scream.
Pine Force says, man, I cannot stand the breath sounds. So I guess Pie's not going to be around for our ASMR edition?
Stop it. Jesus, I hate it.
No, you know what I hate? Is that when there's always one guy in Destiny 2 that has that bloody mic right under his friggin' nose, that all you hear is him sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's Morpheus.
Well, he's one. He's one. I have some regular players that do it too.
I like the Howard Dean scream.
I love how they almost both stabbed each other. Look at that.
Hey, that sword he used was not our giant, beast.
No, the cutscenes don't take into account the different weapons.
It's the Halo auto rifle.
Yes, it's the default weapon in the cutscenes. For choreograph reasons. And actually, I mean, think about it. With swords, it makes more sense that it needs to be, it needs to be the same weapon.
Damn it, not another one.
2B, we gotta get out of here.
My question is, if they've got swords, why don't they simply cut off his head and limbs? That's what they're for.
Experience tells us that wouldn't even have mattered.
On the top of his head.
Come on, through that hole.
Isn't that a little weird?
I'd say more than a little. Everybody's hair white too.
Yeah, what's up with that? That's another thing. That
they're all Tigerians.
It seems like the most evil people in animes and stuff, they have white hair.
They all have white hair. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, it's definitely used more often than not. I mean, hey,
they're like obviously evil.
Look at Game of Thrones.
I know. I've never seen a machine
I don't think she was evil. She just seemed misguided.
Right up until the end.
By who?
I'm just misguided.
Actually, the greatest meme that I saw of
misguided by herself.
Yeah, by herself. The greatest meme of Game of Thrones that I saw recently, I was just talking about. It was basically somebody took one of those circular maze puzzles, those complicated ones where you got to go all around these corners and whatnot to get to the center. And basically they said season 1 through 7 was going through every twist and turn and bend all the way around to about, 90% of it. And then the last 10% is a season 8 was a straight line through the center. Completely going through around it. So they've basically said, yeah, this right up until the end decided to skip over every twist and turn that was set up before. And they said, fuck it, we're just going to go straight to the ending without any of the same journeys that they did before.
I don't know what you people expected. That's how these TV shows are set up.
Oh no, I don't have any problem with the ending per se. I don't have a problem with where they were going. My problem was the short brevity of which the pacing that was prior made was ignored and not adhered to. There was so much that was skipped that they didn't have the time or budget to. And when you go back and look at some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, you realize that nothing is going on. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it finishes this whole. Stream.
No problem with that.
Why is the final season only 6 episodes? Who said that? Why? That's nothing if not a budgetary.
No, that's not remotely true. Hold on, I'm waiting for the stream to go. On stream. Okay, all right, I think we're back. Leo Crow says, yeah, that was a perfect metaphor, would work for Voyager too.
Okay, this is we should be able to reach command here.
Yeah, okay, so we should be back. Okay, so no, the problem was that the same thing that I would probably say, but for different reasons, with Lost. Lost was absolutely great for 3.5 seasons. Then the writer's strike came in, and then the show went to hell because the timing and the pacing and the setup and the stacking of story and plot, which was very well executed for 3.5 seasons, was ruined. Okay? Now for this, Game of Thrones went through about 6.5 seasons where everything was perfectly fine. They had established a routine, they had built up a world and characters and timing and pacing and an execution that was logical and made sense and progressed well, and the arcs were good. And then we got to near the ending, where the last 2 seasons were abbreviated because bottom line is the actors wanted to do other things, the production money they didn't want to keep spending at the levels that they needed to maintain production quality, and HBO said, listen, we need to wrap this puppy up. And the bottom line is that because the writers, they want to go on to Star Wars, they didn't want to be milking this thing for the next decade. Because if you look back, the original writer there, R.R. Martin there, he actually said this show should go for about 13 seasons. That was what was originally talked about.
He didn't write that many books, though.
No, he didn't.
I mean, they blew past him already.
But we'll see. That was the problem. They didn't want to do 13 seasons. They didn't have the money or the time for it. The actors didn't want to stick with it for that long. So they had to put. I'll source you later. But the simple fact is that they weren't going to do that. Okay. So what they had to do is that when they started passing the books, they had to come up with, look, we want to do this stuff for the show. We want to hit the main points you're still going to put in the books, but we've got to tie a little bow on this thing. So what happens is, instead of doing just a 7th season and like a little extra, which personally I think they should have done, they abbreviated the 7th and abbreviated the 8th. And in doing that, with the pacing that they did, they had all these data points in the story that they had to hit, but they didn't have enough sufficient space in between those points to give it a justice. Okay.
Give me one previous example
of
a TV channel saying, no, our most successful product we've ever made in the history of the thing, which is showing no signs of decline, we need to stop it.
So you're talking about okay. So the criteria is a super successful TV show where
the production company says, nope, we gotta end it.
I'd probably have to research you one, but whether or not that has happened before doesn't negate the fact it happened with this one.
No, I don't buy it.
Sorry, read online. You can read the same stuff that I've been reading, but that's basically it. They wanted to wrap this puppy up.
What conspiracy theory are you pushing, though? It's like if that's not what happened, what did happen?
Yeah.
Or you're just saying I don't know. You're only asking questions.
Turns out the last part of the story blows. How many times have we seen that?
Oh, well, yeah, it could be that. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a book to adapt, and the author didn't know what he would have done anyway.
Well,
that is true.
That in and of itself is different from the behind-the-scenes production reasons of it. The actors wanted to move on. The writers wanted to move on. Yeah. and the amount of justice that they would have had to give it to maintain the level of quality that they've established could not be done in the time allotted. That's basically it.
Knowing that the story they had blew and that they weren't going to be able to fix it, they just decided to get out without and spend the least amount of money doing it.
Yes.
Which meant 6 episodes, not 12,
Correct.
not 10, not 8.
Correct. So it was much more a production thing than anything.
Sucks. But it's not because they did it. It's just because the story sucks. So, okay. So look, if George R.R. Martin said, okay,
no, I don't think
happens, blah 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 blah, and then the last part, it's just like, okay, for example, it takes the Fellowship a whole half a book to get from Hobbiton to Rivendell, right? But except in Return of the King, it takes them 3 pages.
Right. Well, that was also a complaint people had about Game of Thrones, is that the time compression, whereas in prior seasons it would take a whole year to get from one place to the next. Here they just said, yep, and suddenly they showed up.
Good.
And that to me is a perfect example of the time compression I'm talking about. So
no problem.
You just
how it works. What do you expect?
No, you've just proven my point.
You hit the peak, which is when that chick kills the blue dude. And it's like, all right, boom, that, because you know how long I was. Okay.
Well, that was another thing. The whole thing with the Night King, that also was a lot of things people complained about.
Dinklage's face waiting for that battle to happen. All right, that is not a lot of time compression. This is just, oh my gosh, it's going over. It's like taking forever to get this battle to happen. They had to time compress a little bit just to get up there. Instead of like spending 6 episodes getting north. But still, I had time compress to get up there. But then that battle happened, and now just boom. Rocket right to the end of the story, because like that battle happening was them destroying the ring, and then the scouring of the Shire was the crap where what's her face gets killed. Right?
Oh, which one are we talking about right now? You kind of skipped.
I don't know anymore.
Are you talking about The Hobbit? You talking about Lord of the Rings? You talking about some Larian? What?
Okay. The end of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Because it's all this winter is coming crap. The end of Game of Thrones,
yes.
Was
which also, perfect example, winter seems to start and then suddenly a couple weeks later, winter seems to end. It was terribly confusing.
Well, they killed it. Right?
It made no sense to me whatsoever. Not to mention the fact if winter arrived, every set would be covered in snow.
People all talked about, wait until winter comes. Winter is a thing that comes. And
winter came and went.
They killed the blue dude.
I have an incoming.
Did that ever happen before? How come people didn't remember that? How come people believe that winter came but didn't believe in zombies if what winter was the coming of the zombies?
Right. Not to mention how are they getting over the wall?
And doesn't that mean that you always beat the zombies? Because what does the world look like if you lose to the zombies?
Yeah.
Well, they banished winter above the wall.
So I need all
Leah Crow says, yeah, the writer's strike at least gave us Dr. Horrible.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah. But at what a price, think of all the other shows that got completely ruined by that writer's strike.
O'Brien basically got the Tonight Show because of that writer's strike, even though it was to him before.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the other androids.
That was
we should probably check this out as soon as possible.
Phil Mysterious says, yeah, it's clear that George gave HBO his bullet point summary of what he planned would happen, and they just adapted the bullet point summary. Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So they unfortunately kind of painted themselves into a corner with that production-wise, because they did not isolate enough time so that even if George wanted 13 seasons, they should have figured out a way saying, look, if we really aren't going to do 13, we need to consolidate it well enough so that the whole pacing of the entire story can fit in what we are going to do. And personally, what I think they should have done, or at least it would have been received better, would have been to not shorten season 7. Grab a couple of those episodes that they slated for 8 and tag them onto 7. So 7 would be a complete 10-episode season, right? Wrap that up the way that it should. And then what they should have done is that for season 8, they should have had a couple of episodes in that to set up what I would call the Game of Thrones movie, which would have been a 2-hour production, basically 2 episodes stapled together. But in that way, they could have actually done cinematically in a cinema format rather than a TV format, done all the things that they wanted to do in this big, epic, one-off, giant end-all, be-all of what they've set up for 7 seasons. That, to me, would have made more sense. The tempo and emotion would have been better. And if you take the last 2 episodes and actually stick them together as one episode, I think it would have been better received. The timing and the pacing would have been better. Some of the character explanations of how and why they did things could have been set up better, because that way, at least, it would have been its own thing. Okay, and that way the production value would have still been maintained. They still wouldn't have been changed any budgetary requirements because the number of episodes would have been exactly the same, but at least the packaging would have been different. 7 wouldn't have been truncated, 8 wouldn't have been truncated, and you would have been able to have a better way of packaging the limited story that they could have. So I think when they tried to hedge their bets, I think it caused more problems than it solved.
I blame you, and I blame George R. R. Martin.
Well, I blame George too. I mean, he's kind of a jerk, but you know.
Wait, stop.
This is Tactical Support Unit Pod 042.
Oh, okay, no, right.
Control has been.
All right, I thought this was a new thing. This is the same thing, which is like we should share information.
Combat proposal.
I don't think there's anything new here.
Will this be considered robosex if they start plugging into each other?
Not yet.
Oh, good.
That comes later.
Pine 4 says, yeah, hey Funkman, quick question. What are the names of the protagonists in this game?
What do you mean?
He means the protagonists in this game. What are their names?
9S and 2B.
There you go. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he doesn't know.
Their little robot buddies are like
Buddy 1, Buddy 2.
No, they've got little names too.
Yeah, and their friend 60 on the ship.
Oh yeah, and then there's
Operator 60 and Operator
minor
210.
character Jackass, best character.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a new bit.
Were found by the machines. The machines called them treasures. Each treasure had a different shape. Each treasure had a different shape.
My God, they're Robo Care Bears. So if you rub their tummies, they're...
You know there's going to be a big budget Care Bear movie in the next...
God, I hope not. Pi says, all right, he knows what names are. Yeah, I think he was just trying to catch you on not being familiar with the material we're currently playing, I think. But yeah, now keep in mind, this is also coming from a perspective of a viewer who has not spent a decade watching this. In fact, when Game of Thrones first came out, I saw on Slash Film a infographic explaining the universe as a whole for Game of Thrones, and I said, nope, I'm out, thanks, done, because I did not want to invest the time necessary to do it justice. And I decided to wait, saying, look, when it's done, I will check it out. I will do it all in one throw. And that's exactly what I did. So literally, I think like 2 weeks ago, I watched it straight through for a week, watched all the episodes up to episode 5, and waited a couple days for the Sunday finale. So I have not spent a decade in this. I spent a week on this, and I'm glad that I did, because if I had spent a decade watching this the way that everyone else did, yeah, I probably would have been a lot more upset about how it finally came to fruition. Because
my opinion comes from a complete and utter... Oh, what a nice guy. It comes from complete and utter contempt of audiences who allow these TV production companies to make TV shows like this.
What do you mean by like this? Do you mean so successful that people get so emotionally invested in it, or
it's a soap opera?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and
I have contempt for you people who watch them.
Well, now keep in mind, I am not a diehard. No. Funk. I am not a diehard fan of this at all. In fact, I like to think that I'm pretty objective about it because I watched it. It's done. What are we going to watch now? Do you know what I mean?
Chernobyl. The answer to that is Chernobyl.
There you go.
Yeah, I hear that's good.
I hear it is good too, but I'm going to wait till it's finished before I watch the whole thing.
Like, it's only 6 episodes. It's halfway done now.
Exactly. So
here's what I'm discovering with all of these great TV shows that people are watching. Deadwood, back in the day to whatever this other thing is that we're talking about, Game of Thrones, all that stuff. That are all these high drama shows. There's big plots, and then there's twists, obvious twists, like right when you think that they're going to get it, then there's a huge setback, and then they got to start over.
They kill a character and bring them back.
I like anthology TV shows, or TV shows like Star Trek, where right at the end of the episode you go right back to the status quo. No, I want my story to take 40 minutes.
Right.
And I can't handle it. I can't handle it. And therefore, I don't care about this TV show.
Well, see, that's just it. You only want your investment to go so far. And when it's done, you want to bring it back and say, great, it's over, on to the next thing. Pie on 4 says, anyways, it's not a soap opera because it did end. But I would probably say, did it, though? Yeah. Did it? Because the book is going to come out in the next decade or so. So there's going to be more content for that. And they are working on the prequels, so there's going to be even more of that to go even before this one. And I'm actually curious about how well or how bad those are going to be. But again, I won't watch them until they're all done. But as far as soap operas go, I mean, there are some that... Yeah, I don't know if the technical criteria for the never-ending soap opera, like you would have for like Days of Our Lives or things or whatever, would qualify. But at the same time, there are things that fit into that same genre. I'm trying to think here. What would be a good example?
Oh no, my batteries.
Oh man, you got to plug in your controller, man. End up walking into walls. Pie on 4 says, I was more surprised Funk couldn't remember the names of the Lord of the Rings, actually. Haven't watched a lot of Game of Thrones myself. Well, to be honest...
I can remember the Lord of the Rings names.
After watching it, I was actually joking about this. I call it Lord of the Rings 90210, because that's what it is. I find it very, I don't want to say rip-off, but it seems... very much the same elements or the same pieces are just simply rearranged in a different order.
Welcome to high fantasy, my friend.
Well, that's just it. I mean, there are only so many elements to it. Now, there is an element of practicality in this one, which far less fantasy than Lord of the Rings. That's a known thing. They kind of advertise that a lot. And to be honest, I think that's kind of cool because it also makes it far more accessible to people. Do you know what I mean? When there's too many ex machina type, waving your magic around, blah blah blah, your magic wand every 5 seconds to say, hey, we're going to solve this problem with this MacGuffin. People don't like that. So this one, the fact that they had real travel time, real practical things to worry about, real world things, made it more grounded, and in that way, making it more accessible.
Like, how BS of a cop-out would it be if, like, the main character died and they could just bring him back to life? Stupid, right?
To be honest, I kind of wish they picked a different actor for him.
Let's play. Let's sing. Let's sing.
Hey, they know we're doing a Let's Play. That's so cute.
These machines are heavily armed.
No, that's a thing you should have in the soundboard.
So nice.
We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
9S really wants us to go to town on these poor robots.
Oh, Twin Peaks.
Walking around in jester outfits. Come on.
Here's a perfect example. Twin Peaks. I would call Twin Peaks a soap opera.
God, absolutely.
Okay. It is not a long-running soap opera by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it had like 8 episodes the first season, and
that just means you're just saying what it is it is a non-episodic drama. It is a drama that has a continuing story rather than isolated.
Right.
A little something extra with these high drama shows.
Sure are strange creatures.
Okay, so for example, on The Shield or something like that, which is a drama with the continuing plot over a season.
Which one?
The Shield.
Oh, you're talking about the old police procedural? Yeah, I love that one. Oh, Golfer's in the chat. Hey, Golfer.
This
hey, Golfer.
Is so cool, by the way. I love this part.
You don't think this is more of a rail shooter?
This is great. This is fantastic. Oh, way to ruin it. Anyway, so The Shield. Shield doesn't do the thing where you can watch the TV show and see, oh, this is the plot device they're using to get about 6 more episodes.
Right.
and you can with things like Twin Peaks or things like, to me, Game of Thrones. But the thing where Game of Thrones redeems itself in that regard is that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the whole point is to tell you, like, we're going to tell you this long, convoluted story about how everybody and his brother is trying to get to the Iron Throne, and so it's going to seem that way. Up front, like, if you're buying into that to start with, good. But Stranger Things and stuff like that, where it's just, oh, geez, this is a plot device to get 6 more episodes. No, I hate it. Can't stand it. So
but now we call it knowledge because that's remotely of course, says, welcome to hell. Yeah, I know what you do. I just love the fact that this is
Twitch, so it's like I can't even say, "Oh, we'll just drop and go to YouTube next time."
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at both of them right now, and they both have the exact same thing. So, and considering the local I'm looking at right now, it's perfect. Well, okay, now we're back.
I think what we may try then is I may try streaming to YouTube and Twitch via NGNX. In other words, using our computer as a stand-in for Restream and see how that. Maybe we'll try it with the midweek stream.
Yeah, why don't we try that? We'll do
this week
do
and see how that goes.
Yeah, Leah Crow says, yeah, it really went that time. Yeah, it's having weird reactions. We don't know why. It's periodic and it's regular, so I'm definitely thinking it's Restream's problem. Because all of our local stuff looks perfect, and both of them are wigging out at the exact same time.
I want every game to take place in like environments like this.
Broken down theaters?
Yeah, or amusement parks.
I think the android bodies are just kind of creepy, though.
There's also a reason for that.
For it to be creepy? Or the android bodies?
Anything about a machine like this?
And this enemy is also identified for us by name instead of just by a strange rune.
Was that Con Games? Con!
I think probably.
It's your boy Simone.
Can't hack him. Oh, it's actually Simone de Beauvoir. that's the conceit here. Oh wow.
Oh,
Get
I
out
see.
of here.
Enchanté.
I think she's only vulnerable to being hacked sometimes.
Sometimes we'll hack you, the Rainbow Connection. Okay, so, but as far as the series that you do like, you dislike that people get so attached and emotionally involved to these big, long, epic stories that are not anthologies?
They end stupid, because you know they're going to end stupid, because every plot's been stupid so far.
You mean for all series, or just for our examples?
All right, like, for example, we'll give another example of a pay TV series, long-running, Dexter, okay? People were pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every part of Dexter has been stupid. Every part of it. You know, and then they're just mad that he killed his sister and then went off into the woods at the end.
All right, what would you say about The Americans then? Because that had 6 seasons.
Never saw it.
Oh, well, if you get a chance, check it out. It's very good. And I would say that ended just fine. I don't know of anybody that had any issues with it. It had a very satisfying character arc for all those concerned within the story, and never at any time did it seem forced or rushed or broken up or did things out of character or world breaking. So I would say that was very well done.
That may be the case.
Black Sails is another one which I thought was fine.
Examples like that are rare.
Now, Community would be an example of one that I thought that they messed up. That it couldn't have been as good as it could have been, and they had way too many behind-the-scenes problems. Leah Crow says, now, Babylon 5 did a good job with its arc. Thank you. That is another great example. I'm a big B5 fan. I haven't gotten an arc into it.
Had the musical episode in it. Was that Battlestar Galactica?
You talking about the new one or the old one? Because the old one, there was no musical.
Hold up.
It's trying to hack us. If we take hacking damage, it'll affect our bot.
What? I'm sorry, I was too busy getting hacked.
2B!
Pine Force says she's not wrong.
Those look like corpses.
Now they're just androids on a stick.
As if they haven't been... Did they not see her dress?
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
Wait, I don't think... 2B! I'm detecting black box signals. They aren't dead. They've been turned into weapons.
All right. This ends now.
Isn't an android a weapon anyway? I'm so confused.
That would be a reasonable interpretation.
Now, if I ever win the lottery and get millions and millions of dollars, yes, I will be donating as much as is necessary to get an HD remaster of B5 from the originals and redoing all the effects from scratch the way that they did for Star Trek Next Gen.
If I told you guys my plan for if I ever get like $200 million?
I don't think so. Or if you have, I've forgotten.
Huge troll. I'm willing to spend most of my fortune to just totally remove something from existence.
Which is?
Something that people use but isn't that important.
Religion?
No.
What?
Like I don't know, matches. I'm just gonna
Wait a minute, what?
The entire world's output of matches.
Matches?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you talking about the things that people need to start fires?
You got lighters.
Not everywhere in the world. And there are plenty of circumstances where matches are a better thing than pressurized little containers of volatile liquid.
That's going to be annoying.
Of all the things you'd want to wipe out of the face of the planet, something useful like matches, which are incredibly important yet terribly inoffensive, I find as an odd choice.
That's, I mean, like, I don't know, flag.
That's like, I don't like people rubbing two sticks together to start fires, so I'm going to eliminate sticks.
Too easy. So it has to be something that's difficult or fairly difficult to manufacture, but is still cheap, so that I can buy all of it. You know what I mean?
No.
Color changing fabric, like that stuff from the 80s. I'll just buy all of that.
Okay.
And so
and do what with it?
Never have it again.
Yeah, Leah Cross's matches are way more fun. Yeah, I gotta kind of agree with that. There's so many more things you can do with matches as opposed to a lighter.
What else? I don't know, shoe polish. Just buy the world's supply of shoe polish. That would be cool.
Wait.
Pie and Force suggests, Funkmon, you should buy all the helium.
Oh, I know, right?
Now see, that's becoming, a serious problematic commodity on the face of the planet.
All the helium and then just release it into the air. just
I think that would be a hazard.
Get rid of it.
Well, you wouldn't get rid of it. It would just fly up in the atmosphere as far as it could compared to the other layers of gases.
Oh yeah, it'll go into space.
Will it hit space?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it would dissipate or get irradiated and break down or something. Yeah, Pie and Force says it doesn't stick, so okay. I wasn't sure if it would hit another layer of gases and just stop.
The plot of Simone, like the Simone story, which we didn't know before.
Yep.
Is that she's only killing people and using the androids to make another robot love her.
Yes.
That makes her even less sympathetic to me.
Yeah, Pie and Force says, it's literally too light for the Earth to hold on to. Wow, that's interesting. Leah Crow said, won't it escape and get blown away by the solar winds? That's a good question. Pie and Force says, it hits escape velocity at the top of the atmosphere. So, wow. So, literally, it's so light that gravity can't affect it effectively to hold it in place. That's interesting.
Blackstar, you knew that.
No.
You knew that because helium floats.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent, but when you think about, I mean, the atmosphere is, has the same properties as you would with, certain liquids, and depending on the density of the particles and the gravity effect and the radiation and whatever else, there's all kinds of different criteria that could affect it at different levels and pressures and temperatures that I don't know enough about to come up with a quality answer as far as where it would go or where it would end up. Because I've never run that experiment and I've never researched it enough, so I wouldn't say either way without talking to an expert.
Or you know what? Like, I would buy some animal that people eat for food, but not always, just rarely, that basically doesn't exist in the wild, that it's like only farmed, and then I'd buy all the farms and then just close them. I'd still run the farms. It just,
So you just want to wipe out something.
I want to just really wipe out something and make people upset when I do it.
Okay, now my question would be, is it the upset is the goal, or is it the wiping out the goal and the upset is just the bonus?
No, upsetting is the goal, wiping out is the bonus.
Okay, alright. Well,
I want to upset people from future generations as well.
Okay. See, I would do the opposite. If I was going to wipe something out off the face of the planet, I would pick something that would be incredibly beneficial to everyone and make them very happy, such as like mosquitoes. I would either try to figure out a way to wipe them out or to wipe out all the bad ones and replace them with genetically modified ones that can't pass on diseases through biting.
Well, they're doing that.
I know, they're trying it. But to me, that's a much better goal for spending my newly found fortune than simply looking to piss everybody off somehow. Do you know what I mean? But that's just me.
I'll pay like Disney $250 million for the rights to Snow White or something that they for some reason still have a copyright for, and then just refuse any and all uses of it.
Or like buying up all the Disney parks and then closing them. Now that to me seems far more a practical goal in buying up
Disneyland.
Yeah, everything. Or like better yet, like buying up something that Disneyland needs, like the electricity or the water or something that they have to shut down.
Okay, hold up. So, the boss of the amusement park, who assumed the name and presumably some of the identity of Simone de Beauvoir as a character, much like the philosopher machine life form in The Village, took on the role of Jean-Paul Sartre, and just like he had his other admirers, she was one of them who cannibalized other nearby machine life forms and also androids to become this thing that we had to fight down here.
Is it just me, or does that icon look just like that thing in No Man's Sky?
It does.
Okay.
It does. I think this game actually came out... I'm not sure.
I mean, it looks like the symbol in Skyrim for those, whatever those soul stones or whatever. I don't know what they're called.
Devour the body of an android to gain eternal beauty. It is physically impossible to obtain beauty by consuming an android, and I would know. But I tried anyway. And Jean-Paul still doesn't care. And this is how she became a singer. I tried to learn what is called a song. Songs can make someone have feelings for you, that's what they say. So I practiced. But he still doesn't look at me. I ate more androids. I even ate machine life forms. But he still won't look at me. I think we're supposed to be sympathetic with motive, not necessarily the methods.
Is it just me, or does other people want to listen to the Aperture Science song while this is going on?
A little bit. Cares not for jewels or songs or beauty or appearance. I cannot win his love. Why have I done this to myself? Meaningless.
I would feel sympathy for her if she killed him.
He disappears. I don't know if we have a chance to.
Oh, right. Back to the explosion.
Yes.
I still think that those look like speakers.
They do.
They do.
Okay,
it's like he's got a huge ghetto blaster.
Leah Crow says, yeah, better yet, just remove their buzz, talking about the mosquitoes.
Oh, you mean the hacking? No worries. Us scanners are pretty good at that kind of thing. I've got your back anytime.
That's actually an interesting thing. If you could genetically modify the mosquitoes to not have wings anymore.
Their circuits are fried.
Holy crap.
They're modifying them to be sterile.
Oh.
Close enough.
Well, they still support an ecosystem under them of all kinds of different life forms. You know, it's a stable diet of a lot of animals. So eliminating them from the planet, I think, would be a bad idea. That kind of breaks the whole web there.
The interesting part, there's essentially no animal we know of, or plant, or any life form we know of, dependent on mosquitoes.
Well, in that case, then I'm all for the elimination of them. But I thought somebody was modifying them because there are strains that can't pass disease. So all they got to do is eliminate all the ones that do, and then replace them with the ones that can't.
Things to say, huh? It's almost like it had actual emotion.
The machines don't have feelings. You said that yourself.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because you feel with your hands, and they don't have any. Pie on Force says, yeah, Blackstar, you'll never make an eccentric billionaire with that attitude. Probably not. I'm not cut out to be an eccentric billionaire.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy like the Patriots, something. If I had $1 billion, I'd buy the Patriots and just close them down.
Now see, now that I could get behind.
That would be
I'll be first online to vote for that one, for spending your money that way. Leah Crow says, yeah, that's some terrible research. Phil says, yeah, mosquitoes without wings would evolve to be like ticks, which are even worse. I don't know, that's an interesting question. But I don't think their legs are geared up to function very well, so I don't think that they would survive very long. They'd basically spawn from the water, try to flop around to get out of it, to get on the ground, and then just get eaten, so everything would be like camping around the pools in which they spawn from. I don't know, I think it'd be worth a shot. I love how...
Now, wouldn't it be like totally wicked awesome if some billionaire from Boston, I don't know, who's like the richest guy from Boston?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The guy who owns the Patriots? I mean...
Robert Kraft? Maybe.
I don't know, for a while if he goes to jail.
Awesome if Robert Kraft just said, I'm going to buy the Yankees. The Yankees can't be worth more than $5 billion, all right? So there's probably at least 50 people in the world who can buy the Yankees, just cash. Just buy them, right? And that's $5 billion is tons of money, and that's like 85 years of profits in the future. So some guy from Boston buys the Yankees and stops them. Would that not be the best sports win of all time?
The number one, the richest person, well, technically in Boston, he's actually living in Newton, Massachusetts, which is a suburb. Newton Weston is like the richest part of Massachusetts.
That makes
is
sense.
Sheldon G. Adelson, founder, chairman, and CEO of Las Vegas Sands. He's got the net worth of $35.4 billion.
Lives in Newton, really?
Yep.
I know who that guy is.
The second,
I thought he actually lived in Vegas.
$1 from the worst casino in Vegas.
35.4, yes.
I don't think that's all he
the
owns.
The next richest person is an Abigail P. Johnson. She's the president and CEO of Fidelity Investments. She's got a net worth of $16 billion, and she lives in Milton, Massachusetts.
Oh my god, that would be so cool. Those guys buy the Jets, the Yankees. Who are the other Boston sports teams?
The other ones, well, Robert Kraft is number 5. Kraft is the 5th richest person in Massachusetts.
Yeah, so he's not that far.
Yeah, he owns company holdings including New England Patriots, New England Revolution, and Gillette Stadium. He's got a net worth of $6.2 billion, and he lives in Brookline, Massachusetts.
You guys, that's what someone needs to do.
Yep.
Buy all the New York sports
But
teams.
there's a huge gap. I mean, Abigail P. Johnson, she is the second richest person, and she's number 2. The richest is 35. The second is only 16. So there's a massive
she must
gap.
be worth less than half of that guy.
Yes, but
Not as good of a person.
in money-wise, you're equating money with good.
That's correct.
You were being a good Protestant. Good for you.
Pine Force says, have you gone downstairs? No, my father's doing some construction below me.
I think he meant downstairs from the area because there is a side quest down in there. All I did down there was open the chest, but I think the side quest is not available down there yet.
Oh, did you get any weapons?
There should be. Yeah, I did get a weapon. I got a melee weapon out of a chest.
Wasn't it level 3? Or was that the one you already had?
It is level 3, but the weapons level separately from the character.
Oh, my question is, now is your leveling also going to be leveling up her character? You guys?
Yeah, we level up.
Okay, I wasn't sure. All right, I just wanted to check. Now, since there's only 2 of you, and you've gone through what, A and H? What was the other one?
We did U.
U. Okay, A and U with 2B there. 9S though. Now, do you have an option of doing the exact same ones as she has, or you can only do ones that you haven't done with her?
I think for side quests, I'm not sure whether you can repeat them or whether the only ones available are the ones you haven't done.
I've seen that before. They're sending supplies up from Earth to the moon and the bunker. There are no spare parts or fuel in space, after all.
Huh.
I love how he says that, not food, because humans need food.
I did notice that after that opening sequence, the commander did say that, the lost equipment is available, which is the sword that 2B loses. But then when I went back there, it was already gone. So I think you may get the prompts for the side missions, but you may not be able to complete them.
For the aliens who created them, attacked the bunker directly. They originally came here from outer space, right?
Well, there are a few theories about that. But no one knows.
Again.
Hard to tell what an alien is thinking, you know?
I love how the broke up pattern is like almost exactly the same.
Their servers may be having some kind of recurring problem where like every hour or every 30 minutes or something it's having a hiccup. Or maybe they're just trying to encourage us to buy it on their system. I don't know.
Brother? Why do we have to wear undergarments? It's such a hassle.
The records claim humans covered their crotches as they went about their business. Revealing one's genitals was seen as problematic. So just be quiet and wear them already.
Okay, but why are we eating this plant matter? Machines don't need to eat things like this.
This is a type of fruit. Our data suggests that mankind gained great intelligence from consuming fruit. So quit griping and eat it already.
All right, if that's what you want. But once we're done, can we play together for a bit?
Fine.
Oh, great. Then I'll eat lots of fruit.
Wow, this kind of feeds into the whole somebody pretending to be something that they're not theme we were talking about before.
It also feeds into, like, thousands of years in the future, and there are artificial life forms that want to learn about humans, and they manage to find the Bible. I mean, they don't find anything else, but they find that. They're like, here, read this happen. It'll make you really smart.
Looks like they really don't want to fight.
Well, you know what's funny? Because you remember the whole H.G. Wells stories Time Machine, where at the end of it, he goes back in time with 3 books, and they ask that question, if you were going to do that, what books would you bring? And I can remember my dad saying, he says he would bring the Bible, he would bring a dictionary, and there was like one other one they would pick. And to be honest, I gotta say, I would not bring back any religious books to the future.
Nope.
At all.
Me neither.
Why start over the bad cycle over again?
I would bring a basic college calculus textbook.
Mm-hmm. So a math book. Okay.
A basic university physics book.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, see? Jean-Paul is already gone.
Wow. That was quick.
Because we did
you
that
did it
side
before.
mission
Yeah.
as 2B.
Okay.
So it doesn't make you repeat those, but there will be other ones that we didn't do that will be available.
Gotcha.
And
you can't even talk to him.
The new Twilight book, which is a gender bent version of the first Twilight.
I knew you were going to make a joke. It's not a joke. No, it is a joke. Oh, the screen's going in. All right, I don't know,
I think we want to finish up now soon anyway.
Okay.
Um,
I'm looking on
just need
Restream to see if there's a
enough.
status system or a notification of any
Well,
problems.
there is a
with
dashboard, but the dashboard is not indicating to me.
Yeah, I've got the fax listing and billing subscriptions, accounts, blah, blah, blah. But there's nothing from a non-user end like, hey, we're having problems.
Actually, it is giving me a warning.
Oh, what is it saying?
It just went away.
Wow, that's helpful. Thanks, Restream.
Yeah, very.
That means the problem's fixed.
No, but I think the problem is that Restream is having a problem communicating with those 3 channels, and it is affecting Mixer as well.
Yeah. Oh, joy. Yeah, Pine Force says, yeah, John Paul, you dick.
Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll turn in the fuel filter and then
just wrap it. Oh, and it tripped again. Well,
I really want to say that I'm not getting an error now.
Give it a second. Please bear with us, ladies and germs. And I think we're back. Okay. All right. So apologies. This seems to be increasing at a rapid rate, so we're going to wrap this up real quick. Appreciate everyone's patience for sticking through us. It's totally not our fault this time.
Your regularly scheduled contact. I have something important to discuss with you today.
What is it?
Our maintenance team filed a complaint about how you treat your flight unit. They requested that you cease making unauthorized modifications.
Well, I kinda had to. There's so much excess data sent to me from the satellite, it's delaying aim correction.
If you have a rebuttal, you need to discuss it with maintenance. Fight it out if you must. Operator 210 out.
Yeah, fight it out with your giant sword.
I don't remember getting that message before. Also, what is this?
Yep, Pine Force says no more flame decals, 9S. I don't care if they do make you go 5% faster.
I was trying to explain that to my dad. The racing stripes make you go faster. He just didn't believe me.
No, they never do.
Oh, this is the guy who we bring parts to, and he gives us stuff.
Invest.
Why is he called Halfwit?
What's his name? Scientist Machine.
Yeah, he just like you give him money and he gives you stuff.
Isn't that how economies work?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Oh, you're dead now. Oh.
No, I survived.
Well, I gotta say, the only thing I'm disappointed is I can't hear all the cheesy films that Jilly Bean likes. Hopefully, maybe next week if she's back.
Well, maybe next time.
They're gonna be weird. You know, and you know what? She's gonna like the Labyrinth. I guarantee it.
Yeah, who doesn't like the Labyrinth? My God, Labyrinth is like a staple of so many generations' childhood.
Crap.
Why do you dislike Labyrinth so much?
The story's dumb. The acting's bad. The set design's stupid.
What design's stupid?
Set design.
What design? You mean of the world?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay. Now,
somehow
you also
the
hated
colors
Dark
aren't
Crystal, so I have a feeling that you don't like any of Hints and stuff.
I like literally the Muppets.
Okay.
I love the Muppets.
All right.
I don't like any of the other weird crap he's done.
Is there any Muppets that you don't like? Because there are a lot of bad Muppet movies.
No.
Oh, that's true.
Really, you
I
like?
even like the Muppet Treasure Island with Tim Curry. There's one. There's one. Check out the IMDb rating on that.
Yeah, let's look up that one because that's not in my collection. Leah Crow says Labyrinth was fun to watch once if you didn't take it too seriously. Well, considering it's a child fantasy one, I can't imagine anybody taking that film seriously ever.
You know
Aww.
Fozzie Bear, actually pretty good comedian.
Okay. I'm going to have to dig up footage of it. I think just the same system that doesn't let you do side missions over again. If you go back to the theater after that boss fight is over, the machine life forms put on a little show called Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
Where multiple Romeos and Juliets come out and then kill each other.
Actually, Muppet Treasure Island actually was rated pretty well. It's got a 7.0 on IMDb and a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 77 audience. So
okay.
that means that the audience and the critics were pretty much on par. And stream that again.
I'm not getting a warning now.
I have a feeling it'll just kick over eventually. But it does seem to be happening more often. Oh yeah. Well, it happened like once an hour for a while. Now it seems to be happening like literally every 5 minutes. I just love how the crappiness of it is consistent. It literally reminds me of the old DVD errors and compression when video would freak out about certain technical issues about refreshing, because the way the algorithms work is based on prior data and the variations thereof. So if there's literally a glitch at a certain point, you'll get nothing but noise. Okay, and we're back. So, okay, so we want.
So it's a keyframe.
Yeah, I'm just going back to the Resistance camp, and then we're gonna start.
Okay. But for those who didn't hear, Muppet Treasure Island was actually a 73% critic on Rotten Tomatoes and 77 audience. And IMDb is 7.0 out of 10, so yay.
Alright, look up Scamper the Penguin. This is one of my favorite movies as a kid. Me and my sister both loved this movie. And I bet no one liked it.
Okay, the movie?
Yeah.
It was 86.
Really?
Yep.
The year. Oh, I
yes.
thought you were giving me IMDb rating.
No, IMDb is 7.5 out of 10.
All right, good.
It's not terrible.
Rotten Tomatoes.
I would be astonished if an actual critic. It was like a straight to VHS bargain bin movie.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the Adventures of Scamper. Yeah, nothing on Rotten Tomatoes, sadly.
Oh, well.
Yeah, because the video version, I think, was 89.
Oh, why?
No, in theory, is Jan 1st 89.
I just wanted to show this. So, once you complete a hack on an item that is lower level, that's not a boss or something, you get these controls: detonate, subjugate, and remote control. Detonate is what's been happening most of the time. You know, the thing just takes massive damage, and if it's low level, it dies. Yeah. Subjugate turns it into a zombie follower like one of the revived android bodies. But then there's remote control, which is this.
Oh god. So, what are you going to do? Team kill your buddies, or... You are team killing. You jerk.
I think it's kind of weird that 2B is still following you.
Now, can you take control of the other ones? Oh no, they're attacking you. Okay.
Yeah, from this one I could hack them and switch into one of their bodies. So and this one would blow up. So I could literally take them over one at a time until there's nobody left.
2B chasing you like that's weird.
I think it's really cool that you get to use their attacks.
Yes, and that's true. You can control any one of the enemies in the game this way, and you always get advantage of their unique attacks. In fact, I think somebody figured out that like one of the fastest movement styles in the game is the robot's back up evade. So you can take over one of those enemies and just like run backwards through the game, and it actually is like a lot faster. And if I want to get out of this, then I can hack somebody else, or I can just do the self-destruct thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Pion forces flying enemies? Question mark?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the saucer things, right?
Yes, but you can take control of flying enemies as well.
Cool. Okay, all right.
So, in fact, there are some collectibles you can only get by taking control.
Do we want to wrap it up here?
Yep, I'm going to save, and I'm going to turn in a quest,
cool.
And that'll be it.
Oh, Leah Crow says, that's awesome!
I have something to plug.
Oh, all right, plug away. Okay. Now's the time. Well, stream still works.
Life and Death, the 10th anniversary book of Twilight, where the main characters have opposite genders, and it's very good, and it has a nice ending, so it's all wrapped up in one book, and it's worth reading. That is it.
Okay, cool. Leah says, yeah, there should be a marathon juggernaut hiding somewhere for you to take control. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. I don't think has anybody made a version of the marathon where you can control a jug?
Oh, I bet someone has.
That would be cool.
Okay, so I'm turning in the fuel filter.
It's like the second thing I do.
Well, you can only do anything with the outside levels because there are so many things in Marathon where you got to go inside. You can't fit. That's the only downside I see.
Well,
that and the fact you could blow yourself up.
You can't even, I mean, you could just be the player person, but with the new sprite, that would be like the Juggernaut. And then you just, like, shoot people and explode them. Or, I don't know, something. You do something. Nah, it would be an easy fix.
Oh.
It would be good.
One other objectively bad movie that I'm a huge fan of is another classic from 1980 called Battle Beyond the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that
really,
one? That I
really
think is
bad.
Roger Corman's best work. It's basically a ripoff of Seven Samurai in space. It's got a great cast. It's got Richard Thomas.
So
Huh?
Sounds good so far.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's got Richard Thomas, Robert Vaughn, John Saxton, George Peppard, Darlene Fugel, I forget how your name is, Julie Duffy, Sybil Dan. I mean, it's got absolute all Sam Jaffe. I mean,
no one born after the year 1986 knows who any of those people are.
Exactly. The real funny thing is, yeah, it's got a 45% critical and 42 audience. So the critics actually liked it better than the audience. But yeah, it is a terrible, terrible Roger Corman low production movie. It's his best thing, so it is like the best Roger Corman movie, but it's still, objectively bad. But I adore this film. I love this film. In fact, what's a really funny story is that it was played back on HBO back in the 80s, and my grandmother had actually recorded us a copy of it on her VCR.
Yeah.
But she unfortunately didn't set the timer correctly. So just as the big end battle sequence is going to start,
oh, that's right, it cut off, didn't it? Yeah.
So we literally never got a chance to see the end of that movie for, I want to say, a decade before we were able to rent it to see the end of it.
Which wasn't really worth it.
No, not even remotely worth it. But I still have, it warms the cockles of my heart, that film.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up now. I haven't decided what we'll do yet because obviously we're going to see a lot of the same material from here on in, although the gameplay will be slightly different. So maybe we'll do it in a midweek episode, or maybe I'll just do it off screen or in another stream, and I'll record highlights of it so we get to see all the bits that are new and different for 9S's playthrough of this part of the plot before we get to route C when the story continues from what we've already seen.
Awesome. Before we go, Phil says, I wish there was a marathon mod where you take control of a 4-engineer and you have to submit requests to build footpaths to repair machinery.
That might be a lot of work for not too much payoff.
No, better yet, in Linux. That would be cool.
I like the idea of replaying games as minor characters who have boring jobs. You make a game out of it, like Papers, Please or whatever, but you just are a guy who's just there and you have to do a boring job while all the crazy stuff is happening around you. I think that's really cool. Like, what was the Half-Life game where you were a cop or a security guard?
Blue Shift.
Oh, wow.
That was a little bit more action than one might have expected, but just something like that, a parallel story where you're. That's what I want.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. I would love to play as the bad guys. Pion Force says, thank you for the stream, guys. You're very welcome. Thank you all for watching. Leah Gross laughed. He likes Phil Mysterious' comment on the marathon joke. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we certainly appreciate you sticking through all our technical issues, which, amazingly enough, is not our fault this time. But yeah, we're going to try some tweaks, see if we can get around this. But thank you all for watching, and please feel free to check out all of our stuff on our rampseed.net chat. And oh my god, Cold Air Filter is literally jumping in as we're closing out.
Oh.
Hi, Cold.
Sorry, Cold.
Bye, Cold. So feel free to check us out next time, and we certainly hope to see you all then. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.